beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get with this.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It's true. Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, you laugh.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 704. And today, we are joined once again by Hellbent, and for the first time, we've got Tommy C. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Good to be on.
Yeah. It's,
So I need to know the history of Billy the Fridge and Tommy C. Like, because Tommy C has been on the internet a long time, right?
yeah.
I guess 4 years.
Was he on Battle Cam?
almost.
Did you do Battle Cam?
No,
No?
not a battle cam thing. I met Tommy C through like Baited and Keemstar and everything at Leafy and that whole 2016 bullshit, you know. But like before that, you were rolling with like Tommy NC, right?
Yeah,
that's where I first like saw you when you were rolling with Tommy NC 2010.
Well, I was on a show called the Joe Cronin Show.
Yeah.
And he was friends with Tommy, and this goes back to 2013, 2014, when I streamed, but it was like I was still kind of a normie. I didn't know anything about Drama Alert or Battle Cams or any of the history of the real history of the internet, so to speak.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that stuff, and then I started watching Drama Alert, and as surreal as that could be, within 6 months of watching Drama Alert, I was on Baited.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, like that's the one that kind of got me at it. A little bit of like the anti-SJW scene or the skeptic scene, and then a combination of that kind of pulled me out of normie land. I'd say that was it, and that's how I met you. I met you in a call with Clown and Leafy, the great Leafy is here.
Joe Cronin, he was messaging you during the thing where you went to Onision's house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like he called into one of my live streams like the night before, and then he was like there live. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were going to Onision's house today?" I was like, "I had no idea, dude. I didn't know I was going to Onision's house that day. It just kind of happened. Made some mistakes. That's life, though."
I don't know. Did you make any mistakes?
I mean, yeah.
No.
Like I had a lot of unprotected sex after that, and a couple of babies are running around this earth now that look like me and smell like me and talk like me. So that's a mistake. That's a.
I suppose, but I don't know. The more I think about it, when I go back on the whole thing, you guys are running a funny live stream.
Yeah.
And if I think back to my shock jock heroes like Stern or Opie and Anthony or stuff like that, like it's almost your job to be there. And I mean, first I as more times got, that might sound like a bit of a shift from when I interviewed you on my news channel, but now I'm thinking about more and more about it. I don't think you did a damn thing wrong, and I don't think you had some kind of obligation to uphold the the holy Onision investigation. So I changed my mind,
which has been totally dragged through the mud.
Such a shit show. It was. I didn't start the shit show. I just kind of shine a light on it. I was part of the shit show. I was in a very unique situation where that could even happen, right?
Right, because you knew where he lived, and when you showed up, you were one of the few people he'd come out of his house for.
It was a
I know we've
perfect
talked
storm.
about this
Yeah.
so much, and our fans hate it, but yeah, I mean, it was unique. No one else could have shown up and had him come out and actually talk to anybody.
And you couldn't have got
PT
humped
Ham
like that.
for
Fun
30.
times. What's up, PT Hammer?
Fun times.
Yes, fun times indeed. Tommy mentioned Stern. I'm a huge Stern fan. The only reason I get satellite radio for anything.
It's Stern.
And now, for the first time ever, Howard Stern is basically doing his show through the internet. They're all
Yeah,
quarantined in their homes, and Robin and Fred and Gary and all of them are using Zoom meetings to do the Howard Stern show. Yes, at least the last 2 episodes. I think they're getting him a better setup, but Howard Stern is such a germaphobe that now when there's a deadly virus killing boomers, he's staying inside. He's not going anywhere.
He wouldn't even fly, right?
He's really weird about going anywhere. Like, he was mad about John Bon Jovi asked him to induct Bon Jovi into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Cleveland is like a 1-hour flight from New York, and he was bitching about that in the months leading up to it. So,
do you think it's a Howard thing? Like Howard Stern, Howard Hughes, they all had like weird phobias.
Howard Bloom.
Howard Bloom?
Yeah.
Is it just
Howie Mandel?
Yes.
He's got it, really.
You're right.
Dude, what's up with Howard's?
Well, there's another thing all those guys have in common too.
Oh yeah, wait a second. Let's not. Yeah, you know what? Glossing over that.
Ralph's not here. I guess we can't talk about it.
Right.
I wonder if Howard the Duck had any issues. Like,
oh, you mean Howard Duckenstein?
Stop! His name is not in brackets.
Did
Stop.
George Lucas make that?
Yeah,
movie?
he did, didn't he? It was a Lucas film.
Yeah, it was.
It's a Marvel property. Like Howard the Duck.
I actually saw that. I saw that in the theater when I was a kid.
I saw it at the drive-in.
Remember when you were a kid? If you just went to a movie and people like, so how was the movie? And you're like, oh, it was great. And you didn't even know. It didn't matter if it was good or not. You're just like thrilled.
Yeah.
To be like, 8, 9, 10 years old at the movie.
Right.
Howard the Duck was the first movie I realized that the movie sucked. So like we went to see Howard the Duck, and I remember this guy, his name was Brad, and he'd moved to New Jersey from Texas, and his parents had real thick Texas accents. And he'd go, so did you like the movie, Tommy? And I just looked at it. It was like first time in my life. It was like, no.
Damn.
I mean, it's fucking called Howard the Duck, for Christ's sakes. It's a terrible movie. But yeah, that's my memories of Howard the Duck.
They threw Howard the Duck in, gave him a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah, both of them. He's got
Right,
cameo.
so I know they're going to make one eventually,
I
right?
bet you after the third, if he's not a main character in the third Guardians movie, he'll probably get a spinoff. Like,
right.
James Gunn will probably want to write that.
He ain't a bad character. It's just a bad movie. Like, first bad movie I noticed as a kid was Signs. I was like, this doesn't make sense. There's air.
That's the most
water has
hilarious
air in
thing
it.
about that
They should
movie.
be on fire. Just a little tweak. A little tweak is all it took.
Yeah.
The Howard Duck could have been a cartoon movie like, I was going to say Ronald Rabbit. No, it could have been like Roger Rabbit. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Half live
That would've
action,
worked.
half animated, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember there was a lot of hype for it at the time. I think I came out in 85, so I would have been 9. And there was a lot of hype for it. People were like, it's George Lucas. I mean, it's the guy who made Indiana Jones and Star Wars and shit like that. And it's just you watch that fucking movie and it's like,
And
what is going on here?
Not
That
American
actress
Graffiti.
from Back to the Future,
Leah Thompson.
right off the heels of Back to the
Yeah.
Future too.
She was cute. She was cute in that. And then they had the Playboy, the Duck Playboy. As far as
She was
pervs
supposed
go,
to be at Emerald City Comic Con with the cast of Back to the Future. I was excited.
COVID
that
cucked
they-
you.
Yeah.
You could have met the whole cast. You could have met Doc Brown.
Yeah.
He's probably never coming out in public ever
I would have been
again.
like, damn, you were in my favorite movie ever, Suburban Commando.
I was frozen today. That's it.
Yeah, it's Suburban Commando. I love that movie.
Yeah.
If
That
anybody
was the best
dislikes that
Hogan movie ever.
Yeah, anybody who dislikes that movie is sick or like a total like zoomer. You're a little baby.
It's about
if
the
you
only
don't like
good
it.
time travel story there is because it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it still has a cohesive plot that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like what was the other one he did the year earlier? Hogan. He
Nanny
did
or-
when he played himself, but he called himself Rip.
Oh,
What the hell was that movie?
No Holds Barred. Yeah.
yeah.
We did a review
Yeah,
of
they-
that, didn't we?
I don't think we did.
I thought we did.
I don't know. Maybe we did. Maybe I don't remember.
We've reviewed so many shit movies. Yeah, Dookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was and funny that was the first time. Like after I was really into wrestling, and then I started I saw that movie and I started losing the kid interest when I saw that movie. I was like, wait a minute, because if you remember, they brought Tiny Lister to the WWE after that, you know,
Yes.
and they just like replayed the same. It was like, wait a minute, I saw this fucking movie, I already paid for it.
Well,
I'm gonna watch it again.
They had a
Yeah.
main event at SummerSlam that year, and it was Hogan and Brutus Beefcake versus Macho Man and Zeus. I think Zeus
yeah.
never won a match ever. Like,
Really?
He never won a match.
Do you remember when they brought him to WCW and they had the
Big Daddy Z.
They had the big white guy with him, and they called him the final analysis. They had to take him off of TV because they're like, "Oh, that's not okay. That's a Holocaust reference, guys."
Oh no, I get it now. Yeah, it's not kosher.
No, dude. Goldberg was like, That would have actually been a great.
Goldberg.
That would have been great if they just pitted that guy up against Goldberg and went full like Nazi against Goldberg, and Goldberg crushed him.
They're gonna have an anti-Semitic themed wrestler in the WWE.
Why not?
Vince McMahon.
They did it with Generation X and what was the black group? The Rock.
Oh yeah, Nation of Domination.
Yeah, they
Farouk
kinda
and all
did.
them.
When they had the race
100%
wars
like
with the Los
Black Panthers.
Boricuas and the biker gang.
I always kind of thought Erwin R. Shyster might have been an anti-Semitic gimmick.
He's just
Maybe.
a tax man.
All right.
He's just a tax man.
I guess we're going to get into our news segment of the show. So here we go.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Better well learn to love it.
So the first thing we've got here, new accusations against Joe Biden. Oh shit! I didn't put Tommy in here.
You better put Tommy in there.
I know what the
This
fuck
is
is wrong
somebody.
with me.
This is
Here,
the
Get sucked into the fucking
Hold on.
void.
One
Oh,
more
God.
time.
No. I fixed it. I
All
fixed
right,
it.
all right. He penetrated me with his fingers. Joe Biden accused of sexual assault. This sucks. Democratic Party presidential candidate Joe Biden has been accused of sexual assault by one of his former Senate staff assistants. According to the alleged victim, Biden forcibly penetrated her against her will with his fingers in Washington, D.C. in 1993.
Why didn't she keep her pants on?
You telling me hair sniffing, kids
Dude, it was
playing with my
93.
hair leg Joe finger banged some lady? I'm shocked.
I remember the assault itself and the aftermath and the reverberating effects of that. Tara Reid said, "This isn't Tara Reid from like the Pussycat Dolls or whatever." Or the
Wasn't she
Josie
in
and the Pussycats?
Wasn't she in
American Pie?
Yeah, American Pie.
She dated Carson Daly. This is not the same Tara Reid, because she would have been like 12 in 1993. I remember the assault
that
itself.
adds up, but yeah.
I know. I remember the assault itself and the aftermath and the reverberating effects of that, Tara Reid said during an appearance on Rising with Crystal and Sagar on Hill TV Thursday.
Cigar?
That's
Cigar.
Sometimes cigar is just a cigar.
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, Bill Clinton.
Close but no cigar.
These Democrats need to stay away from the cigars. On Hill TV Thursday, Reid said that there are spots where she doesn't remember certain aspects of the alleged incident.
Hershey?
Yeah,
Hershey?
Yeah.
She's a chocolate bar?
I mean, the spots were the Hershey spots.
Oh.
This is not good.
So the poo-poo spots.
There's too many jokes in this right now. This is not good at all. This is really bad. This is really bad. Where she doesn't remember certain aspects of the alleged incident because she was worked so hard not to remember it anymore.
She got worked so hard by Joe Biden.
Dude. Like
he worked her so hard.
Dude, this is not good. This is very hard to read. Let's try and get through this like adults, please.
Okay, go ahead.
I was walking to the Capitol.
Take it away, Billy. Like an adult. Go ahead.
You already fucked it up.
Billy, do the figure fuck story. Get it on with. Come on.
Yeah. I was walking to the Capitol, the Russell building to go down the stairs, she said. It was somewhere in either the Russell or the Capitol. I'm not sure, all told, but we were in a semi-private place. It wasn't completely private. He was at first talking to someone. They went away, and then he said, "Come here." And then when I gave him the gym bag, it happened all in one motion almost. The alleged sexual assault happened seconds later. And he had me against the wall, Reed continued, and then his hands were down my skirt and up my skirt, and I wasn't wearing anything underneath, and then with his hand, he went from there and entered me with his hand, and as he was trying to kiss me and saying things to me, everything kind of happened at once, but there were incremental parts to it, she added during her Rising interview. Reed then described the alleged immediate aftermath. He was trying to kiss me and I was pulling away, and what I remember of that time is feeling really shocked and surprised because there was no real conversation right beforehand. There was no precursor. It just happened. And then when he did that, I was obviously pulling away, and he pulled back and said, come on, man. I heard you liked... Is that Biden's pickup line? Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, man. You like me. I heard you. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on.
He just got done watching Dazed and Confused.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I heard you like me. Man. Something to that effect. Oh, so it's not even, it's paraphrasing. It's not even exactly what he said. It was something to that effect. And that's what kind of jolted me. I was trying to think what I did wrong to bring that on to me. He looked angry and irritated with me.
It wasn't the finger in your pussy that jolted you? I mean, Jesus Christ. That's what got you that's what made you upset? I would have, if somebody came in there and put their finger in my ass, the first thing I would have thought of is like, hey, that guy's got his finger in my ass. That's pretty surprising. No, you're worried about what he said? What the fuck is wrong with I don't believe this story. It's a bunch of horseshit.
Tommy,
sorry.
Imagine this. I slide Mr. Pinky, tiny Pinky in your bumhole, and then I'm just like, come on, man. I heard you liked me. Come on, man.
I'd be so shocked by what he said.
Why is Tommy gone?
I'm fixing it.
Okay. I don't care how smooth you are, finger in the ass or whatever, that should be shocking in and of itself.
Yes.
Look,
I don't know, just the way you say fingering the ass makes it sound more alluring already.
You know what else is shocking? Just how low and pointless Me Too has become, where we just this is exactly what was predicted in 2017. These accusations are thrown around with absolutely nothing to back them up, and we're all supposed to pretend that they're real. And I refuse to do it. That's right. Why I certainly wouldn't joke about anybody's rape if I thought it was real.
When it was predicted,
this is a political attack.
When it was predicted back in 2017 is when it immediately started happening too. It's not like we waited until 2020 and now it's happening. Like it literally, the shit hit the fan and there was so much.
It was newfound power.
Right. Yeah. There was collateral damage too, just everywhere.
There were so many. Weinstein, I don't know who's 100% guilty.
Cosby, maybe.
Cosby's not a Me Too movement. Cosby is
he's already in jail. He's already in jail at the time.
Well, here's the thing: when the Me Too movement thing started happening, I would see Weinstein and Cosby's name always being brought up, but it was next to like Louis C.K. and like the people who did not rape anybody. You know what I mean? And they were all grouping them together in one group, which is fucked up.
That's the power, right? You want to put everybody in that circle, that predator platform, right? It gives your story more credence if they're up there with Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein, and then you add in whoever you want to be there with it. Your person who got to you, like David Silverman, right?
Yeah, David Silverman.
Yeah, when he got hit with that. And then
what's funny, everyone remembers the accusations against David Silverman, but no one's talking about the public hearing he had for harassment against one of his accusers where the judge threw it out. A woman judge heard this harassment allegation against him and literally just threw it out like it was nothing. Nobody talks about that now.
But that being said, whether this is true or not, I'm surprised the Dems have rode so hard for Joe Biden when he's got videos of him being a creepy motherfucker left and right. Like this is the party that brought the Me Too movement to the forefront. It was the left. It was Al Franken was the one that stepped down immediately. Al Franken was like, "Hey, I don't want to be a part of this."
Co-signing Tara's story, and there's verifiable doxing against her.
Really?
How many people on the right were actually Me Too'd? Now that I'm thinking of it, that's a good point.
Well, the thing is, Biden is a real easy target because he's been a public weirdo, sniffing on little girls and shit. Easy target. Not to mention, a lot of people hate him on both sides. So if you want to get guy, he's an easy target for that. So yeah, I kind of want to see evidence because there's plenty of evidence of him being a creep out there already. So what's this about?
Well, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Like, Trump is one of the most Me Tooable people on earth, and he didn't get Me Too'd when he's on the right. And whether or not the allegations are true or not, Me Too doesn't give a shit if they're true or not. It's like the amount of allegations that you have that defines whether or not you're a target of Me Too. And there's so many against Trump. It's crazy. He didn't get any.
It's like high school gossip. The more people that spread the rumor make the rumor more true, no matter what it is.
So it was almost like the left eating itself.
Stacey's a slut, and they say it a million times, and Stacey's now a slut forever.
Stacey was a slut when I was a kid. Be honest.
No, she was, but come on, you know what I mean.
Stacey's mom's got it going on.
Stop.
And
there was way too many American Pie jokes going into this, and you had to go that route.
American Pie might be the greatest movie series in the history of cinema. I'll say that right now. And
very poor taste, Billy.
Oh yeah,
that was Stacey's mom. That was a Road Trip. I thought that was American Pie. I got too confused.
And that's when I knew it was really, I was in a very difficult position because he was my boss and he was like my dad's age at the time. And I trusted him. I looked up to him, and it was not like I disliked him. I liked him, but I just didn't like him in that way. It was just shocking. It was shattering, actually. And he said to me when he pulled back, he pointed his finger at me. He said, "You're nothing to me. You're nothing." And he straightened his clothes and he went away.
I mean, there's no way to prove what he said at all. There's no way to prove what he did. I mean, he does kind of seem like a grabby person, so that makes it slightly believable. No evidence. I lean on the side of...
Can we get Joe Biden on the Chris Hansen show?
I don't want Chris Hansen
You're nothing to me.
More
You're
attention.
Nothing to me. I'm out of here.
I just feel like that would be a good look.
Bunch of unbelievable malarkey. All I did was put the record player on for this young woman. She
Joe
rubbed
Biden.
my leg hair down and jumped on my lap.
Joe Biden likes that leg hair, man. He's got something weird about that leg hair.
Yeah.
He's a creepy mother.
Yeah, he's a creepy guy, but he doesn't. It's like that's a stretch from, hey, come here, let me put, like, I'm gonna jam my finger in your pussy, and it's just it's such a.
She should have said it that he sniffed her.
It's so
Yeah, I agree with you, Tommy, because, like, should every allegation be believed just because someone's creepy? Like, I honestly felt the same way about Michael Jackson. Creepy as fuck. But not necessarily every allegation against him was true. After he died, some of the people admitted they lied about him.
Yeah.
But some he still wouldn't watch my kids, I tell you that.
No, he's creepy. There's a difference between someone's creepy and someone's like literally doing
I would hang out with Michael Jackson, but not when kids were around. I'd be like, no, dude, stop.
Don't drag me down.
I don't like to hang around kids anyway.
You don't want to share a bed? A 40-year-old man share a bed?
Right.
I don't want to share. I would share a bed with Michael Jackson if it was just me and him, not little kids. No kids around Michael Jackson. I would do that.
You could overpower him.
I could totally overpower Michael Jackson. I don't care how good of a dancer he is. I think that, like, yeah, we don't trust this woman just for what she's saying, but also I don't think we just absolve Joe Biden because he's the Democratic candidate, right? Like he's the guy. You can't. I see a lot of people online who are like, "Oh, leave Joe out of this. Leave him out of this. He's our president."
You don't see that from most people, though. Like, I know most of the people in our audience here would vote Democrat if it was Bernie, but will now vote Trump. I see a lot of people from our audience that are going to vote Trump.
Guys, don't do that. Vote puking dog. Let's make it a meme. 2020.
Again,
why not? It's better than fucking Trump.
We actually years ago on this show, we promoted that people write in puking dog instead of anybody else, and it literally made the news. People were like, "Oh, the crazy shit people are writing in."
Can we write in Macho Man?
Macho Man?
I think Macho Man would be a great president.
Actually could run for president.
Yeah.
American and old enough.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm never voting for Joe Biden. I've never voted for a Democrat. I never will. I just don't think. I think it's complete bullshit. So I don't know if that helps, but I'm pretty neutral.
Here's the thing. I have voted for Democrat a lot, and I didn't last time. and I'm not this time. So I would say that says a lot. Like normally someone who would, but hasn't the last 2 times. You know?
Yeah, I'm just like that's just never going to happen. I'm never going to vote left under any circumstance. Without getting into the reasons, I've seen this happen too much, too often, with no evidence. And even on and Billy knows, like even on a YouTube fund, so you go to the I Am Alex's or the situation we had with Just Destiny last year on the YouTube, we've had a bunch of these phony allegations that we're able to cut through. So I am to the point where I am completely unapologetic about Me Too and Me Too politics. Show me the money, shut the fuck up. And that's just the way I feel. If I sound insensitive, you're right, I am, because I've seen it too many times. I'm tired of it. I got to know Andy Signore over the last couple of months.
I've talked to the guy too.
Yeah, and so I just don't. If I see a rape allegation, I give it much less credit than I would have, say, 5 years ago.
What about the whole pro Jared thing? Because honestly, that kind of pissed me off. I was very careful. I never bought the pro Jared thing though.
Yeah, little different on the pro Jared thing. Now, obviously, he wasn't accused. He didn't do what he's accused of. But one thing we know about pro Jared is that he did have a site where, of course, it was meant for adults, and he did use, okay, this is a place where we're going to send adult pictures back and forth to each other. And you know the kind of entertainer he was. I mean, it was guaranteed that some kid was going to sneak in there, and it's very difficult for me to believe that he wasn't okay with that. There's no way he could prove. He had plausible deniability about this group of naked chat that they're going to send back and forth to each other.
I mean,
why put yourself
do they ask for your age? Do they ask for your birth date when you go to? Hold on,
what's your age? I'm 18. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, like when you go to Pornhub. When you go to Pornhub and stuff, they don't verify your age, right?
They do if you upload, if you send in content.
Okay.
So if you're contributing,
I'm 18.
If you're contributing,
but not to view the content, which is still illegal for minors to view that content, right?
Yeah.
So,
but it's it's a difference when you're the one uploading the content and you're a minor, right?
Well, if minors are uploading content, then that has to be addressed. But that was never part of the allegation. It was that he sent stuff to people, right?
Yeah, he sent stuff to people. He was in a group, from what I understand. My buddy Nick DiOrio did a whole 2 videos on this issue. He was in a group, and it just, the age verification simply came down to what's your age, and at that point, it's like getting a YouTube account when you're 12. You just say you're 18, you can get all the videos. So, it gets into some kind of a built-in plausible deniability. Now, the things he was accused of, as far as rape and some of the more outrageous claims, none of them are true. But it is true that he was in a group as pro Jared. It'd be one thing if he was pretending he was somebody else. He was in a group that was supposedly meant for adults, and then kids snuck in there. That's true. But it's to me, like, how could you do this? You had to know there were some kids going to sneak in.
I can't hold him accountable for the worst possibility that could come out of that, though, unless there was some evidence he was like inviting,
nurturing it.
Yeah.
In fairness, there's none. But there has to be think about it from your own perspective. You're a Nintendo guy, and you state very publicly that I want a group of adults and only adults, and most of your audience is kids. Now, to me, it just gives you plausible deniability, and there is absolutely no evidence that he encouraged it. I mean, like zero. I mean, I would have exposed it on one of my channel, but it's so irresponsible. He's either used the plausible deniability as a cover, or he's a fucking idiot. So you got.
I thought it was like a hidden Tumblr account though, or something, right?
I wish Nick was here. Yeah.
Not too much details on that, but you remember that Tabuscus guy got accused of doing all sorts of horrible stuff and none of it was true in the end.
Was none of it true?
He did let Onision stay at his place, right?
Yeah, that's creepy enough.
Okay, maybe that's creepy enough, but hold on. Here's the deal with the guy. He got accused of that.
We had him over here for New Year's, which people bring up all the time.
Videos. Dude backs out, quits uploading videos, kills his own career because that's what he's told to do, is kill his own career, destroys his own career, and then comes back later and says, "Yeah, it turns out it was all fake, and I was just pressured into quitting." That's pretty miserable.
I think
pretty bad.
Just going back to the pro Jared thing one last time, I think it was hot on social media, and people jumped all over it because of, everyone jumping. Well, I didn't think it was fun. It just gained so much steam that anyone
He's in
who
a Sailor Moon outfit holding his dick. That's fucking funny.
Oh God!
You put a guy in a dress.
That's more like, please gouge my eyes out. I never want to see it again.
Well,
kind of
because you're not a Sailor Moon fan. The continuity of that was
okay.
If you watch the show,
I'll admit it.
Okay, if you watch the show,
people put together pieces on that, like Sailor Moon. These are teenage girls. He's dressing up as a teenage character. Yada 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 yada. It's all fictional though. So it's like you said, show me the receipts.
I've learned to be very skeptical of a lot of things, especially when it involves a giant community of people surrounding. Where like the only way that you qualify is that you have to hate somebody to get into it. I don't automatically believe anything that comes through a community like that at all, because people believe whatever negative bullshit is posted.
I don't know, Virtue Entertainment is pretty hot right now. I like it.
Well, how often do you see like I don't know, a big internet thing about, hey, so and so did a really cool, nice thing for people. Isn't he a swell guy? Versus so-and-so did this to this person in their butthole, and here's a picture of him in a dress flashing his cock around.
I bet you I could make a sock account, a sock Reddit account, and go on one of the anti-O Reddits and make up a story about Onision raping me, and people would believe it. They would eat it. Yeah. They would eat it up.
It's salacious.
Yep. Yep.
The Cheesecake Factory tells landlords across the country it won't be able to pay rent on April 1st.
Yeah.
Is this an April Fool's Day thing? Is this going to be April Fool's? I got rent, motherfucker. No. This is going to be the worst April Fool's ever, by the way. I'm calling it right now. There's going to be so many shitheads faking Corona on April 1st. That's not cool.
You know who's out of work, though?
Cheesecake Factory.
Hi, welcome to the Cheesecake Factory. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, God.
So not only this year will you find out that your wife or girlfriend's not pregnant, you might find out you don't have corona either. I mean, it's National Fake a Pregnancy Day.
Your wife's not pregnant and you have heart disease. It wasn't corona or anything else. It was you're already fucked. It was stacked against you from the start, kid.
There's everybody suggesting that like this quarantine's going to lead to a baby boom because people are just going to be staying home fucking. But that's only going to be like first-time parents.
Corona babies.
Because everybody else is stuck at home with their kids, and the last thing they're going to be able to do is make more. They're like, fuck this.
Well,
I'm going to make less
during
kids.
The baby boomer age, Billy, people didn't have unfettered access to pornography through the internet. So
I don't know. I disagree. Like, because I mean, I know from like, being in Iraq, I mean, if you're in like a dangerous situation or like closed off like this is where the babies come from. So it's like, people are stuck at home. There's there's absolutely nothing to do. I mean, even if you don't like your wife, you're like, who cares? Why not?
Throw one in her?
Yeah, why not?
Sorry, honey. Cheesecake Factory's closed.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to have to pour one in you.
The sausage factory's open 24/7. Come here.
Yeah. So, no, I do think that there'll also be a lot of divorces. I had a guy send me a dono. He says, "Yeah, I'm stuck home with the wife. She seems nice." That was.
She seems nice. I'm over it.
Nice. Yeah.
Police investigate disturbing video of teens coughing on produce. What the fuck? Kids.
Bring back Bedlam.
That's always funny.
Kids coughing on produce is the new fucking TikTok trend. Is that it?
Yeah, we've moved up in the world from Tide Pods, right?
Why can't Joe Biden get a hold of these kids?
Damn
it. Really need to start funding the mental wars more. Bring back Bedlam. Anybody caught doing this kind of stuff for internet attention, throw them in, give them electroshock, whatever it is. I don't care. It's like, I'm going to get famous by coughing on this, I don't know, bottle of water.
I blame Billy the Fridge.
Shock their brains.
I blame Billy the Fridge because he knows a lot of kids watch his content.
Yeah.
And we went to this tourist attraction in Seattle called the Gum Wall, where people stick used chewing gum all over this wall in an alley. And just because these two Korean girls came up and talked to us, he let one of them pick a piece of chewed gum off the wall to pull off the wall, and he chewed on it.
If you look at the timeline, they might have flown back to South Korea
And gave them everyone the corona.
I might have been patient zero from that timeline, dude.
From chewing on
I chewed
the
that
first
gum.
one she chose, though, right?
Oh, the first one she chose looked like it was coronavirus before coronavirus existed. That was a precursor to death. Then she picked a nice pink one, and I chewed that, and it was much better.
Oh God, that was so gross.
I have been doing the worst things ever since, though. I picked up a fucking wig out of a mud puddle and went around Capitol Hill wearing like a
you
mud
were
wig.
jumping into trash bags.
In New York City, in Manhattan, in the middle of all, like, as the coronavirus outbreak was blowing up. I let a prostitute into my car.
Yeah.
I let a prostitute into my car this week. That's not good. That's not good social distancing.
No.
I showed an 8-bit version of the Star Wars theme music.
I've been making terrible mistakes.
Oh, hold on. Is this Yoda? Is this little guy right here Yoda? But is this Yoda? That has to be Yoda.
It has to be. I don't know, guys. Live from Purcellville, Virginia. KRON. Police in Virginia are warning of a disturbing trend after a group of teens were caught on camera coughing on produce at a grocery store, then posting it on social media. This all comes amid the growing coronavirus pandemic, which continues to spread across the United States and around the world.
We've learned that this appears to be a disturbing trend on social media across the country, and we ask for help from parents to discourage this behavior immediately,
Purcellville police said in a Facebook post Thursday.
We're asking for parental assistance in monitoring the teenagers' activities as well as their social media posts to avoid the increase of any further such incidents.
Specific incidents were not detailed by police, but authorities urged parents to
talk with your children and explain to them why such behavior is wrong.
Stop coughing on fucking produce!
I mean,
Jesus Christ!
Isn't this
you fucking
just
idiots?
Isn't this just evolution in a way? Like, if you're dumb enough to get the virus and die, goodbye.
But then Grandmama goes to buy a fucking bell pepper.
True.
She goes to buy some capsicum.
Yeah, true.
She gets a capsicum and she dies because this little shit's over there jerking off and coughing on the fruit.
True. My grandmother's 98 years old. I don't want her getting this shit.
No, not
she
because,
will not survive.
Not for your fucking Vine. Not for your fucking TikTok. Not for your stupid fucking Insta Live. Get out of here with that cough bullshit. You want to cough on something? Cough on a 9.
Oh my God. Cough on a 9.
Cough on a 9 milligram Advil pill.
Yeah.
That'll soothe your headache and calm you down.
By the way, someone getting arrested in Albuquerque for a DUI, I lived in Albuquerque for 8 years, is not normally news because, man, it's the easiest place to get a DUI.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Even like there was this famous accident attorney, Ron Bell, and his whole thing was like, I'm Ron Bell. I sue drunk drivers. He got arrested for a DUI in Albuquerque.
Fucking Ron Bell.
Yeah.
John
Awesome.
Bones Jones.
Oh, but also, just as an aside, Albuquerque has some of the biggest MMA gyms in the world, and a lot of the big UFC champions like George St. Pierre and a lot of these guys train in Albuquerque too.
John Bones Jones arrested for DUI in downtown Albuquerque. Albuquerque, New Mexico. UFC light heavyweight champion John Bones Jones was arrested for DUI in downtown Albuquerque around 1 a.m. Thursday morning.
That's when they get you.
Yeah. According to the criminal complaint, officers have responded to the area of 3rd Street and Central after hearing gunshots. John Bones Jones, he wasn't shooting nobody. They noticed a parked vehicle nearby with the engine running. Police say the driver, John Bones Jones, said he didn't know anything about the shots fired.
Yeah, they were like, oh, a black... Oh, I'll tell you what, hardly any black people in Albuquerque, too.
He was parked. He was fucking parked.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They're like, oh, here's a black guy. He must have known why the shots were fired. I'll tell you what, there's less black people in Albuquerque than in Seattle. Like, there's...
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's... unbelievable how few there are.
He's just sitting, he's not even driving. He was just sitting there. Someone's licking off shots.
I hate this law where if you're sitting in your car and you're drunk, you get a DUI whether you're actually driving or not.
That is bullshit.
Because there have been times where I'm like, I'm too drunk to drive. I'm going to sleep in my back seat tonight. And people have told me if you would have gotten caught, you would have gotten a DUI. Like, what? For sleeping?
I've had to help people with that dozens of times because, sometimes people do get too many drinks. And people serving, they can serve somebody 3 drinks, a legal requirement, and somebody can order the person a 4th. They may have medication they're on. They may not be doing everything responsibly. It's like, well, I got to get this guy somewhere. And I've spent a lot of money on cabs because it's just like, well, I can send this guy to his car, or I can hook him into a cab and send him on his way. And yeah, they can't sleep it off in their car. They will get arrested pretty much 100% of the time in my area.
You should
Without
get,
a doubt. You'll be
I feel like
ruined.
Tommy's restless.
Oh no, I'm just thinking like I'm glad I live in Europe when it's your responsibility and not the bars.
Absolutely.
You know, like this is not even a like I'm so removed. Like this is a common conversation. I haven't lived in the States in 15 years, and I'm just thinking to myself like this is a real conversation. And over here, it's like, what do you got drunk and you fucking did this? It's on you.
Hey, you know what?
For some reason, they don't do that in the States. You know?
I've been to Europe multiple times, and the entire attitude around drinking is totally different there.
Yeah.
And like it's weird. Like I've been to Germany and Austria, and it's weird to go to a bar and see like 16-year-olds drinking there. Kind of mind blowing.
Well, they got rid of that.
Oh, did they?
You have to be. Yeah, about I'd say 2007.
Okay.
Yeah. They said enough of the 16-year-olds. They have like Stern magazine over here, and it's the equivalent of like Time magazine, and they just like showed these two sloppy drunk 15-year-old, 16-year-old Hanses just laughing, and that was the cover of the fucking magazine.
I've been trying to get.
All right, we raise age to 18 now. This is very inappropriate.
I've been trying to get Billy the Fridge. I've been trying to get Billy the Fridge to Europe for years now. He used to be able to use the excuse that he had to buy 2 airplane tickets to fly, but now he doesn't. So now he has to get his passport. You said during the last time, you were like, at the end of the stream, I'll go ahead and...
I was going to get it, and then the whole government shut down.
Oh, you liar. The government's not shut down.
The government shut down, yeah.
You liar.
No, we're in quarantine, dude.
Yeah, it's a quarantine, Ben. Billy can't do nothing.
I tried, Ben, but we're on lockdown.
You liar.
We're on lockdown, Ben. So according to the complaint,
It's
officers...
a sick day for everybody.
Officers found a black handgun under the driver's seat and a half-empty bottle of Recuerdo 750 milliliter behind the passenger seat. They came for gunshots.
Even the gun was black, so you know it must have shot someone, right?
That murdered out handgun.
African-American guns. Get out of here.
Stop. The handgun. They don't say if the handgun was half empty, but they say the bottle was. If they're coming for shots,
was the gun drinking?
Was the gun drinking? Dude, my gun stays thirsty. No.
Downtown Albuquerque is a horrible place to party. Like, the cops are there looking for people to arrest in downtown Albuquerque at night.
If I was Bones Jones, I wouldn't live.
They did find the gun, but that didn't mean he fired it. I mean,
that's true.
Everyone's armed in Albuquerque. And another thing is, like, you can leave the city, drive like 20 minutes outside of the city. You can set up your own mini shooting range. Basically, it's not illegal to just like leave the city limits and go shoot out in the desert, which is another thing. Like, everyone's armed there. It's unbelievable.
Cool.
Let's do some
awesome.
Let's do some shooting.
Yeah.
Let's do some shooting. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks that he was just sitting in his car and wasn't even driving, but
yeah, I don't agree with that shit. You see this though. And by the way, this is why when our stream started today, everyone had to refresh.
To maintain bandwidth amid coronavirus pandemic, YouTube limits video quality. In an effort to ensure that sufficient bandwidth is available amid the coronavirus outbreak, YouTube has announced that it is temporarily shifting video quality to standard definition on its platform. We continue to work closely with governments and network operators around the globe to do our part to minimize stress on the system during this unprecedented situation.
Now, I am streaming us at 1080 right now.
You don't care about America.
No, you're a traitor.
Fuck. You're a traitor to your country, man.
But aren't they throttling us on their end or what?
I don't.
No, from what I read on this article, because you showed it I saw it in the title, so I'm like, I'm gonna look it up. From what I read in the article, it's just going to start people off at 420. And if they choose to watch at a higher quality, they can choose to do it. It's almost like the first step.
Yeah.
Well, let's say I got a 50 up, 50 down connection, right? It'll probably on automatic crank it to 1080/60 if you got it. But it looks like the automatic now is going to cap at 420, and if you're 480, 480p. But if you choose to, you can watch it in 1080p.
I didn't realize the infrastructure was so fragile. Like we were just skirting the edge.
I mean,
it's not. I was told by CCNA. I was told by CCNA this is an absolute virtue signal by Facebook, and this is and I think Netflix is not in Facebook, but Netflix and YouTube. This is a complete virtue signal. This is just as a means to get on thing. The internet is nowhere near buckling, nor is it this fragile. Now, I don't know like what the facts are behind that statement. I don't know, but I tend to trust this guy that he said this is just a big virtue signal.
I think it probably does help.
Because it's not just YouTube, it's Netflix and Amazon and all.
Everybody is going to be using a lot more right now, right?
Look, I've worked with a lot of this stuff. The people that are going to get it hit hardest are the people that live in areas that have big nodes. Like, say, you're using your internet right now. You share a node with like 25, 50 people, maybe even 100 people.
I mean,
those people are going to be hit hard because everybody's going to be stuck at home using their Facebook and all that. That means instead of a gig up and a gig down, you're going to get like 50 up and 50
what
down.
If I live?
Why the fuck am I not getting my thing?
What if I live less than 10 miles from Microsoft's headquarters, or all of these huge tech companies? Which is literally true here.
All those tech guys are going to be at home right now, binge watching a series of unfortunate events.
Unless you have an enterprise fiber connection piped right into the system, you aren't on your own node. You are still sharing. It's the equivalent of sharing Wi-Fi with somebody, basically. So one node may have enough for like 5 people to run 1 gig as much as they want. But let's say 9 or 10 of your neighbors get the internet. They're like, I want broadband now. Now you got, 15 people on the node. Everybody once goes on Facebook, go from a gig to 500, maybe even lower. That was the issue I had with streaming for the longest time. I got a business account even at one point, and it was just a different node with less people on it. That was the only tangible benefit. It really pissed me off. So, yeah, no, YouTube's fine. They got enough bandwidth and enough storage and all that to carry on everything for probably eternity. Amazon and all them too. Netflix may be a little bit in the middle because their overhead's a bit different. Google can just like piss money all over the place, and they don't mind. Amazon's saying they'll piss money all over the place. Netflix might be in a little bit of crunch. Maybe they'll save a few bucks this way, but I agree that it's definitely just going, hey, look, aren't we good? You're saving money. Your footprint on the internet is lighter now thanks to our new services. But the truth is most people just watch in 480 anyways because they're on a cell phone. So this is something, 1, nobody's going to notice. 2, doesn't affect anything. And 3, well, is utterly pointless.
It's got to help server costs, right? It's got to help server costs in the grand scheme of things. That Netflix, YouTube, and everything is responsible for a huge percentage of the data use. So
maybe Netflix. They're not as big as Amazon or YouTube, but Amazon and YouTube, Google owns the damn internet, man. For the most part.
Yeah, but pretty much you're taking some of the pressure off of the ISPs, the internet service providers. You're helping something here. Obviously, we have the infrastructure to support it all, but it is a little conservation. It's like turning off the shower while you wash your asshole in the toilet bowl. Is this?
Well,
what'd you pull up here, Ben?
I gotta argue with you, Billy.
I mean, like,
the reason
we can just move on from the news if you want. We can go into other things.
Is this a FaZe Banks apology video?
Give me a
it's
chance.
the guy that was like, "Oh, dude, I'm here in spring break. We've been planning it for 6 months."
This guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. whatever. I'm moving on to something else.
Look, it's FaZe Banks.
It's a FaZe Banks apology video.
Okay. Oh no, you're good.
I just want everybody watching right now to turn it to 1080p and milk this fucking system. Viva la resistance.
So I guess before we move into oddities, if you want to read the Streamlabs, I'm going to make a run to the
little girl's room.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Biden.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I did it,
man. All right, so
okay, I'm going to complain a little bit then. No, the reason why there's an issue is that all these ISPs shortchanged America. They put up this cheap crap infrastructure off old copper lines from cable lines back in the late 70s, running internet through it, and they never upgraded their systems hardly at all, and they kept running it on the cheap. And because they ran it on the cheap and because it's going to cost a lot of money to dig up, to just
Yeah, it's
build
an
everything.
infrastructure change. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
We do
money,
need
billions.
Yeah, we do need that. I think Bernie Socialism Sanders said that he was going to bring on the internet superhighway system. He'd pay for an entire infrastructure. So that was a nice dream that we could have had if we would have went for Comrade Bernie, but we didn't because we went Uncle Toucher Joe, and that's okay because Trump was going to win anyways the entire time. Called it 4 years ago. Trump
still think so?
Nobody's beating Trump, especially right now.
In this condition, though.
Especially right now, people are afraid. They don't want to put
people
some
are
uncertain.
really people are. I'm surprised. I was really surprised that I thought this is, Trump's overcome so much as far as the accusations, allegations, all the controversies. He comes on top of it all. But I was like, Jesus, this one they're gonna blame him whether it's his fault or not, and it doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem that way. It looks like it doesn't seem that way. His approval's gone up, if that's possible.
Wouldn't matter. I want to see him debate Biden. That's going to be a massacre. Dude has experience being on TV, just dunking on people all day long, no matter how awful they call him, right? So he did the Apprentice show. He did all this other stuff. He's like television trained, and you're going to have this senile palsy guy come up and go, "So I don't sniff kids. I don't do it." He's like, "What'd you say? You sniff kids?" "I don't." "What? Say it one more time." "I don't." "You sniff kids?" "No, I don't." "He sniffs kids." He said it. And it's just going to be a massacre, man. He ain't going to stand a chance.
He does sniff kids. We've all seen it. He's a kid sniffer. Like, we can't argue that.
He's like the Pillsbury Doughboy when it comes to sniffing kids, if the kids are biscuits anyways.
As long as he doesn't poke on their tummy.
He does. Yeah, he does what I do with my wife when I smell her hair, but just to random people.
Yeah. I like a good hair smell. I've probably been creepy a couple times on a bad hair smell, but I feel like it wasn't that creepy. I was never like a little kid creepy. It was like, I just with a girl and I'm there and I have the option to hold my breath, but I choose to breathe in. It's not that creepy. I don't think.
Billy, if she has that peach cinnamon soap going on and it smells nice, that's okay. But then like digging your nose behind here and going that's a bit creepy.
I can't use the back of her neck as a trough and just pig snort her stench. Ah, come on.
Not without consent, anyways.
New America's no fun.
No, it's terrible. Can't even figure fuck somebody by surprise these days. That's true, bud.
Yeah, can't even jam my finger up someone's asshole. What the hell?
I'm a big fan of like Jim Henson Creature Shop. Keep your fingers in the puppets. That's it. In the puppets. Fidel Castro said, "I thought Hellbent's head would have been bigger." LOL. You should have seen him wolfing down the Frito pie before we went live. Yeah, that's a big head. That's a man. That's a man. That's a man head. Joe Biden said, "That wasn't me. It was the other Biden." Well, that explains everything. Trash King says, who remembers DPR Jones from the atheism days? Apparently he passed away. F in the chat for a forgotten legend.
Did he really?
I didn't.
Oh, dude, yeah, I used to watch him all the time. I had no idea.
Max von Sydow died?
I remember him.
How do I know? That sounds familiar.
DPR Jones.
He was like around during the early Thunder. He was one of Thunderfoot's people back in the early days.
Was he a skeptic? What is he?
Friends passing.
It was pre-skeptic. It was like atheism, like hardcore atheism
when Venom Fang X days.
Oh yeah, he was one of the main anti-Venom Fang X people. He made a whole series on why people hate Venom Fang X. Yes, the whole reason this show exists, right? Like, was because I hated Venom Fang X so much that I found TJ's videos and became a fan of TJ. Me and TJ created this show together. Thus, now this show exists.
And I'm only here because I did a video with Onision.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Well, I got a statement right here. It's with immense sadness that we are in touch to let you know that Richard DPR Jones died in January of 2020. Richard was a much-loved son, brother, and friend. He was incredibly bright, very funny, in a quietly ironic but witty way. Richard's family and friends would think it would be appropriate and a generous gesture to create a tribute video to Richard in the style of Raise a Glass video that was created for Christopher Hitchens. If you would like to help us celebrate Richard's life by raising a glass for him or making a personal statement, we would be delighted. This is just been posted on his channel, DPR Jones, 40K subscribers just now. So there you go.
And that was huge at the
There's
time. Having 40K subs on YouTube when this guy was active was huge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was pretty great. He used to fly in and make videos with people that lived here in the States. But yeah, he was an English guy. Yeah, wow, had no idea.
Well, yeah, the atheist guys are the ones that got me on the Gamergate train, if I remember correctly. It kind of led me to. I remember watching TJ kind of led me to Repsion when he was doing more of that, and led me to everybody else.
Did you ever hear about when I took a picture of Anita Sarkeesian in public and people were accusing me of raping her?
Yeah,
I must have been a good picture.
In the background, my little little square back then when I was too afraid to engage in this kind of thing.
I was actually I was at a tabletop gaming place. I was with TJ's wife at the time and a few friends of ours, and we saw Anita Sarkeesian walk into the room and sit down at a table behind us, and she had like a bunch of friends there waiting for her, and she started playing this game. And I took a picture of her. I can probably find the picture.
What game was she playing?
I don't remember. Some tabletop game. She was, whatever. She was chilling, doing her thing.
Having fun.
Yeah.
And then you had to accost her?
I didn't say anything to her.
You took a picture of her, though, dude.
Oh, whatever. She's a fucking celebrity.
Whoa. Do you think Joe Biden could just take a picture of her and get away with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you could probably smell her hair and jam his fingers up her butthole.
Not Anita. He's not doing that to my baby, Anita.
She'd have like a hand weight dropped on her head somewhere out in the middle of the desert.
You can't do that to my sweet baby Sarkeesian.
I wouldn't want it to happen, but yeah, I would be afraid. I'd be terrified if
the thing was,
what can I do to?
If she hated it and didn't want people to see it, she could have not tweeted it, but she tweeted it out. Here's the picture. There's me, and there's Anita behind me.
Fuck in the foreground. The creepy looking nose set to
that
pierce
big nose.
Okay, you did take advantage of Anita Sarkeesian here.
No, you liar.
Look at that close up of your face. That face says something.
It says I need
a human being can be next to Anita any day.
That face doesn't say Anita Sarkeesian. That face says I need a blowjob. You're fucked up.
Well, this is around the time that one guy got in trouble for making a joke about his USB dongle. And that one guy who landed to that spaceship on the meteorite got in trouble because he wore a shirt. So yeah, this is a more sensitive area.
Okay, so are we allowed to make USB jokes now?
Yeah.
So do you think Anita Sarkeesian has a USB-C UNT drive? Ha! Ha! Cunt!
Nah, I think she can bite your 5 1/4 floppy, though.
Shit.
Well,
we got a couple of super chats.
You know what? I'd hate to inform you that I continued on this behavior. I got John Cena and Nikki Bella.
Why would
in
you
the
do
airport
that, Ben?
together, and then even after that, I got the Hindenburg.
You should do this.
You know, I traveled back in time and captured the Hindenburg.
You fucked
disaster.
that Hindenburg, Ben. You raped that Hindenburg. That's you.
Yeah.
Keep your
gonna
mass
stop me
shooting
now?
of photography.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. We got a few other super chats in as well. Cabal said hello, Hellbent, Tommy C and the Drunken Peasants. Hello, Cabal. Twilight Studio says, hey, Billy, I sent you the link to the short film on your Twitter. Thanks again for your interest from the last super chat I sent. Yeah, I didn't get to watch it because I was driving home and I totally forgot because I was busy playing Pokemon. And I can't play Pokemon and drive and watch YouTube videos. So
that's where he draws the line.
Such a shame.
Yeah, no, I can't do all that.
Never ride in a car with Billy the Fridge.
No, it's good. It's good times.
No,
it's good
never
times.
let him.
Nah, do
never,
it. It's
never
great.
get in a car with
it's
him.
Great.
He's the scariest motherfucker ever.
The Chet Hanks says, good to see you're feeling better, Tommy. Big up. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you know, I saw you make a video recently. Like, what? You had a meltdown or what?
Yeah, I completely. I mean, look, a part of my act, so to speak, is melting down.
Yeah.
And just yelling and hanging up on people and acting like a jerk off. But this was this was me getting so upset that I could barely catch my breath, and it started leading me to believe I was having symptoms because it took me, I'd say, good 5-6 minutes to start breathing correctly.
So you thought you might be having a heart episode or something?
Yeah, I just well, I guess I'm a little stressed because one of the reasons I'm in Germany is like we were supposed to move back to the States, and I was supposed to go with the Army and go back to the States, and we were supposed to come back to Germany, and my ex-wife kind of pulled the rug out from under me. Oh, and apparently that's like a common move over here. Just when you're supposed to go back. Unfortunately, because she didn't think that she figured I'd boogie out like a lot of the soldiers over here. So I stuck around. I spent the next 5 years fighting for some kind of sane custody, and we won eventually. A lot of money. I got to go broke, and my current wife had to basically pick up a lot of slack that she shouldn't have had to. But that's what it was going to take to get my daughter. And I've been in a really. She was supposed to come 2 weeks ago, and I made the call because of coronavirus and some reports of it in her area. And then I live in a city and she lives in the country that I decided that, we'll skip this week. And then I skipped the second week, and I said kind of till further notice. So I'm a little pissy mood. So that, the whole reason I'm stuck here to begin with, I can't actually take advantage of it.
So just so I understand, are your ex-wife and your current wife both German citizens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yes. you have a daughter with your first wife.
Yes, and I'm just pissed. I'm just not dealing with the missing the visit. I haven't missed visitation since I had to do a drill in 2013. I when I had to legally do it. So it just pisses me off, and I took it out on this guy that I would have took it out on him either way.
Take it out on someone.
Yeah, I would have done something, but I actually just lost my mind. I would have laughed at him and made fun of him. I would have actually lost it.
The first
so
time
I was it's time to take a day off. Calm down, take a fucking day off, and that's basically what I did. But it only took about 48 hours, and I'm good now. So
yeah,
getting there.
It's good to take time off from time to time, especially from this. I remember one of the first times I saw you. I think maybe it was the Kumite, like the Kumite people. Yeah. They might have went really hard on you.
But that's not nothing new.
But
Kumite. Well, that goes back to Worski. I'm talking Tommy C drama. I wasn't involved stupidly. I should have paid a lot more attention to that whole blood sports shenanigans. And then I had just struck up I was the luckiest guy. I was a huge fan of Crockett T, right before I knew him.
Oh yeah.
And then and then we started becoming friendly in late 2017, early 2018. And then that whole thing just fell out from under him. It was really crazy to watch. And I didn't know what to believe. I mean, I didn't know Kraut well enough to say, that he wasn't guilty of this. I was in a server with him. I didn't see any, activity like that. I'd done searches for the server. I didn't see anything like this. Those guys back then were looking for people to hang, and they were running out of guys. So I kind of got
because they all turned on each other eventually.
Yeah. Well, I was one that predicted that.
Right.
I said this can't last.
That's like if over time we ran out of content, so now Hellbent's our new lolcow that we're gonna
which would be
turn
fun.
on and
Dude,
and
Hellbent
bash.
could play a good lolcow.
You can't sustain a show with that attitude, but that's what all of these shows are.
I think Hellbent could carry it.
All of these shows are.
Make fun of my blanket collection.
Yeah, you fucking blanket biter.
Shut up. I did want to.
So I refused to go in the Kumite to make a lord. I didn't know who the fuck they were. It was actually when I figured out Andy Worski really wasn't my friend. The whole thing, I got a message from. This is a really funny story. I got a message. I'm really cool with Worski. I was on that September of 2017. I was excited to be on because I dug the show, and I kind of dug his own sort of Dubro skepticism.
And JF,
I thought that was
like JF?
Yeah. No, I didn't know about any of these people. I was doing my own thing and fighting with Teamstar at the time. So
he started on this show.
JF?
Yes. JF got his start on this show. He was a patron of Drunken Peasants for years. We had a be a patron for a certain amount and you get on the show. And that's how JF got his start on YouTube, being on our show as a paid patron.
That's crazy.
Yes.
He just happened to be a mad scientist.
And I do want to say though, like, JF is a smart guy, and he is. I mean, he is like, he's a smart guy, and he does. He's not all bad. Like, I know him personally. He's not all bad, but yeah, I mean, there's things about him that he never told me about when me and him were friends for like years, until after, like, his views about race relations and all that. That was never anything he revealed to us.
And you didn't know he was dating the girl that Texas said he couldn't date, right?
Him dating the like mentally challenged girl was revealed on this show when we had him and Jeff Holiday on at the same time, and they were like going back and forth at each other. And he was like, I dated a retard. And we were like,
dated a girl with a very low IQ. Some would say she's retarded.
Could you imagine you're like, dude, my girlfriend's got a super nice ass or whatever. He said that, but he was like, very low IQ.
Yeah.
Like that. Like,
it was like a turn on.
I've always been suspicious about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, no, only the most macho, tough dudes brag about how their girlfriend looks, because they look at her, they're fragile whatsoever.
But it sounded like a dude bragging about his girlfriend's looks.
But it was bragging about her IQ.
How dumb she was.
Double D's and double-digit IQ.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny you say that, because I've always been suspicious that he's attracted to this. And it would go along with his ego, because he obviously thinks he's like a rocket scientist. And, he's obviously not stupid, but he's not, he's not a.
I've heard him.
He's not an intellectual.
People have sent me clips of him where people ask him if he thinks autism is just part of human evolution, and he says it is.
Like X-Men?
Like, no, he thinks it's like
I have the X gene.
Right.
I fuck this smart. These girls.
I would argue that he's a mutant. So
you know what?
Maybe
though?
he is a mutant.
We love JF and Mama JF content, and even Billy said to me, he was like, I wish he wasn't a white nationalist, because I love him and Mama JF.
I like watching them, man. It's fun.
I don't blame Bill.
It's fun. I don't know if I could like stay in the same room with her for very long.
Oh, she's
charming. I feel like I would rile her up. And I would just get her like breaking shit and running circles around the.
She said that if she met guys that she thought was gay, she'd try to convert them. So if you just act like super feminine, she'd probably be banging you in the back
just walk in the room sucking on a sausage.
Yeah.
Nice.
By the way, we did cross over into the oddities segment, and I do want to play for you the new Derek Savage video. Here it is.
Let Cool Cat keep you warm.
This gets really creepy.
Hey guys, it's Derek here with some cool cat stuff here, to help keep you warm, because it sure was chilly last night. Ooh, I tell you, I saw on the news where it was just like back east right now, it is just like a snow festival back there. So I know you guys got to be real chilly, and I'm here to help you to keep you warm. Hey, look, I tell you what, we got a fantastic sale going on the Cool Cat sweaters. Look at this bad boy. I mean, when you put on one of these sweaters, you feel like a supermodel. I mean, what was that?
I wouldn't wipe my ass with that.
I got a big monitor.
Don't you want to feel like a supermodel, Hellbent?
You know what? I feel like I'd feel. Look, I can't say how I'd feel because it's against the rules here. Well, let's just say he has a video about gun safety and it involves something like that.
I love how this guy pretends that he's the creator of children's content when all of his fans are ironic adults. You know?
And then JF's ex-girlfriend is actually a real fan. She loves it.
That guy looks like he throws down a drink every 30 minutes.
What would she say if she saw
he
Cool
had
Cat?
the blood, the red blood vessels in his face, kind of. I know drunks. And I'm not saying he's a drunk, but He looks like one.
JF, can I get the cool cat sweatshirt, JF? It's so called Kingy. Can I get the sweatshirt, JF? And a cold glass of mayonnaise?
No, bitch! She's mine! Fuck you, bitch! I love Derek Savage more than you! You fucking cunt!
Ladies, please.
Take it easy.
No!
There's enough Derek to go around.
Okay.
There you go.
Mama JF gets scared of Shanny.
Well,
he's fucking dancing? Are you? Why don't you do a mangina while you do this?
He'd be strutting his stuff with this cool cat shirt.
You like it when old men strut, man. You do like old men strutting.
These are gilded also.
I can't get enough of the old men strutting.
You love old men strutting. I've noticed that. You play that strutting.
You know what?
Around,
Yeah.
You love that shit.
Strutting that ass.
Strutting that ass.
Right here. I got these on sale right now. I believe it's $22 each. I got a bunch of them when they get rid of them.
What a deal.
Only $22.
Jesus. He looks
I
like
want to make $2 off the sweater that's going to fall apart after the second wash.
He's a
and after
former
cool
male
cat's worn out,
stripper.
It's just going to say, ooh, at. Yeah. Look real fucking cool on that.
Guy's teeth look like they're going to fall out mid-sentence.
Got a few different sizes, but large is the main ones we have right here. But hey, I'll tell you what. Here's something that's really cool. I got the cool cat hoodies. If you like the hoodies, look at this bad boy. It's got the hood right there.
If you like hoodies, I have a hoodie.
Got pockets right here.
I'd watch Cool Cat in the Hood.
Really cool. And right, I'm trying to see where I can see that. Look at that bad boy.
How much for the hoodie?
Tell you what? I feel like a Hollywood movie star wearing this right now.
Is that what you feel like, you silly fucking grin?
No, I like that, man.
Is this Joe Biden's son, Bo, that he talks about dying all the time?
Oh, God.
Did he just disown him?
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Is that what this is? He looks like a bit of Biden in the face there. He looks like he's about ready to go grab him by the cool cat.
We throw people like this out for doing stuff like that.
Oh, look at that.
He's way too happy with these fucking hoodies,
I got
dude.
a good sell on these too. I can't
I'm
remember
buying
quite
one.
how much
If they have one in my
are. It's on
size,
the
I'm buying
website,
it.
and that's
They don't.
coolcatlovesyou.com. You already know what it is, though. But hey,
I just took my
check it
blood
out.
pressure
I got one of
medicine and
these
I'm on my
left.
fourth Miller Lite. I'm loving this commercial.
Yeah, great.
You know, I let this go too. So if you like, if you want the Cool Cat one, Cool Cat loves you. I got one of those.
Lojo? Did he call a logo a Lojo?
The Lojo? Did he really say Lojo?
Hold on. He said Ventrilla Twist the one time.
He's
Did he call it a
definitely at least
Lojo?
a little tipsy,
Hold
man.
on. Let's see what he says.
.com. You already know what it is, though. But hey, check it out. I got one of these left.
He's got
I'll let
sunburn
this
in
go
March.
too. So if you like, if you want the Cool Cat one, Cool Cat loves you. I got.
They don't have the hoodie
Cool
in my
Cat
size.
Lojo.
Did he call it a Lojo?
The Lojo. The
Yeah,
Cool
he
Cat
did.
Lojo.
That was a drunk slur, but yeah,
One of
definitely
those.
Lojo.
And I'll
Pass
let
out
that
on his
bad
patio
boy go.
furniture in March.
And,
getting that sunburn.
But yeah,
for
these
sure.
are nice. I got the large. We got a good special on the large hoodies too right now.
Yeah,
So
we know you
guys,
have large hoodies. You
I know
mentioned
you
that.
wanna
You got
see
any
Cool
other
Cat?
sizes?
Do you think Derek Savage has smoked more crack or more meth in his life?
Crack.
I think it's a crack. Yeah.
He's the age where crack was
Pussy
big,
boys.
right?
Yeah, come on.
I'm
You think
thinking
it's
carpet
meth?
cleaner.
There's like a fine line between a crackhead and a meth head. They are different, though.
Chris Hansen's selling. Maybe he's doing that.
Oh, God.
Supposedly kills a coronavirus.
That's so ridiculous. Man,
Clean your
Chris
fish tank.
Hansen is such a disgrace.
Your fish are not going to get coronavirus.
Are you ready to watch him do a little bit of boogie woogieing in the snow where
You
it's
know
cold?
I am.
He wish
You know
he had
I
one
am,
of these
Derek
sweaters
Savage.
on. So hey, if you're feeling chilly and you want to feel nice and warm, if you want Cool Cat to keep you nice and warm, go in and get yourself a sweater or a hoodie while we still have them in stock.
Can we get a
Okay,
Cool Cat
guys,
Fifi?
Come on over to the Cool Cat
The fuckable Cool Cat doll?
website, and I hope you have a blessed
Come
night.
on and
Hey,
get
stick
your Cool
around, 'cause
Cat
we're about to watch
assless
Cool Cat do a
chaps.
little
We
boogie
only got
woogie
them in triple
out here in the
XL.
cold weather. He's trying to keep warm.
Why is he
Okay.
strutting so much?
Cool Cat loves the boogie woogie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Cool Cat loves you.
I heard the guy that was in the Cool Cat suit quit.
Couldn't be married. He's
I
not
can't
married.
imagine why. It looks like this job pays so well.
Here's a video
Married.
you're going to like a lot, Billy. Check this out.
I'm telling you, I got a shitload of stories for you. I just gotta fucking remember them. Man, let me tell you this. Let me tell you about this one, right? So I'm in like seventh grade. Yeah.
Oh no.
First of all, let me tell you, yeah, my father was in the household growing up.
Is this Wayne from the Wonder Years in blackface? I don't get it.
But my father was always working, trying to put...
No, actually, Wayne from the Wonder Years ended up working with Eric Bischoff and producing a lot of shit.
I heard Terry Funk was his godfather.
Was he?
Yeah.
Food on the table. And when he wasn't working, he was in a band. So I didn't get this.
This guy makes these weird blackface, black person vlogs.
Is he blackface or is he
my
like...
mom, was mainly the people that raised me. You know what I'm saying?
Was he like a little
Shit, my
kid on the
sister's
floor
one that
when
taught me
Richard
how to
Pryor's crack pipe blew up?
You know what I'm saying?
take a shower. She's the one that taught me about love. The one that taught me how to ride a bike. Taught me how to rollerblade. Taught me,
Taught me
basically
how to
everything.
rollerblade.
But anyways,
you know he's funny.
That's hood, dude.
Anyways, fast forward. Okay,
I learned how to do a backward crossover in the cul-de-sac. Yeah.
Taught me how to apply
I've
spandex
always
properly.
heard the terminology. More than two shakes is playing with it. I never understood what that was. And I would always wonder why, after I peed, I would get like drips running down my leg. Like,
You gotta finish. You gotta like finish peeing before you put it back in.
Why are we listening to this man having today I learned how to pee moment? What the fuck?
a drip or two. You know what I'm saying? It'd run down to like, mid-thigh, something like that. And I'd always wonder why that happens. Well, one day, I think I was in 7th grade. I don't know. I think I might have been in the lunchroom. I don't know. And somebody was talking about, pissing and shaking it. And then all of a sudden, a light bulb lit up in my head. I'm like, oh, that's what it means. You're supposed to shake your dick after you piss to get that little bit of extra pee that's in the tube out so it don't run down your leg. It's crazy because I was in 7th grade by the time I figured that out. I had no fucking idea.
When did he figure out how to apply his tanning lotion properly? This guy looks like a burnt peanut. What's going on?
Yeah, might see a Wings Redemption masturbation story. Like, and even Bunty had a story like this about, like, I figured something was going down. Like, whoa. Like, there's a lot of guys that are really open about their dicks. It's quite strange.
Yeah,
He's open. Yeah,
I'm
Billy,
pretty open about my dick.
Billy was like, "You want to see the dick pic I took today?" I'm like, "No." And everyone was in the chat being like, "Billy's DPing or not DPing, me tooing Ben."
Little Freudian slit you got there, huh, Benjamin?
A Phrygian
slit.
Yeah, because you were like, "Look at this."
Well, I just like
you were like, "Look at how." No, you positioned it like, "Look at my face in this picture," but your dick was in the foreground of the picture.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
Both him and Joe me too'd me when I first like really started hanging out with him. Like Joe got naked.
Yeah.
He got naked in front of me and like spread his legs and like had his cock and balls.
Quit
like,
trying to
dangling
use
in
this
front
as
of
a
me.
political fucking advancement, Ben.
I'm not. I'm telling you what happened. Well, you were there. You saw what happened, right?
I saw.
Joe was like, "I need to take a shower," and he got totally fucking naked in front of me. He put his leg up on the couch, like, "Where's the bathroom?" And he like went into the bathroom. He got all like wet and soapy and naked. And came out. "Where's the conditioner?" He came out.
I would have forgotten about this moment if you didn't bring it up so much. You keep going back to the scene of the crime because I think you live there. Joe lives butt naked, rent free, showers in your mind.
In your mind. He came down to the basement, cucked your ass out. You're trying to do an apology stream to the Onision victims. He came in and fucking cucked your ass out, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no friends.
You were doing the 10th apology to the Onision victims.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's terrible.
It's true.
I said I always was wondering what the fuck one and two shakes is.
But he always comes to me. He's like, "Don't ignore this." Like I get shitheads fucking with me. He's like, "Ignore it." And then there's like the 10th Onision victim apology.
Because when you acknore those, when you acknowledge those people, you give them more attention.
But that's what you were doing.
When I apologize, I get donos. I get new fans.
No.
It's awesome. It's awesome to apologize. It's awesome.
Not always. No.
When it's
You
the
did it too
anti-O
many
crowd.
times.
No, dude. When it's the anti-O crowd.
No, you did it
it's
too many
money
times.
apologizing. It's money. When you apologize to those nothings, you just give them more exposure. I get
Well, I
exposure.
wouldn't apologize.
I get exposure from being a sweet boy.
No.
Yeah, all you gotta do is be a sweet boy. Tell them you're sorry. Say, I'm sorry, guys. I went a little too far. I like to have jokes. I like to laugh. And I know you guys don't like to laugh and have jokes because everything's so serious.
We do. Thank you. Wait, that was a joke.
No. Oh. I'm saying my apologies had a positive net gain for me. For me. It was good to apologize. And I'll do it 100 times if I feel like it's going to be good for me. Every man's got his price.
For the $1 Million Man.
Can I say I'm sorry on behalf of Billy the Fridge, and I would like my money, please?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for apologizing.
I have my Venmo link next to my apology. If you guys would like to say you're sorry in the form of cryptocurrency, I also have my blockchain next to my apology.
Oh, shit. Thanks for reminding me. If you use the Brave browser, please send us your bats. Your bats are very valuable, especially in this rising market. The market hit a new low in the last few years, or last few weeks, rather. And now it's shooting to the moon. Please send us your bats through the Brave browser.
Speaking of hitting a new low, tomorrow we have a private show. It will be
Oh, my God.
It'll be curated and hosted by Joe. So
oh my God.
Oh, hold on. Is this Yoda? Is this little guy right here Yoda? But is this Yoda? That has to be Yoda.
Is this Yoda?
Yeah.
That's not going to get old at all.
No, never. Especially not this one.
You should be able to play that once a week. Not 7 times an episode. Once a week.
Bible?
That one you can play more.
The Bible?
When it's pertinent. When it's pertinent only.
The Bible?
The Bible?
What about this one? No.
You're going to have to play it for yourself when you play it.
Not for you?
No, it's cricket inducing. Tommy C's Carnival's going off, huh? Nice.
What a great room to be in.
Sound fun never gets annoying. You can go crazy with it. Nobody ever cares at all.
Oh, cool. Cool. This is fun. Who needs entertaining dialogue when you can just make noises? Bum, bum, bum. My dude, King Cobra.
Thank
you. We're
Welcome
live,
back.
baby. Well, I'll be on YouTube live until about 11:30, 12 o'clock. So, yippers. I've been live on YouTube in quite some time. So.
Oh, little skull and his hat fell off.
This is his birthday stream. I feel bad for Cobes.
Why?
He's lonely.
He's not lonely. He's got the millions of fans.
Those of you on Facebook who wish me a happy birthday.
He's got the dozens of
appreciate it.
fans.
It's 2020. You don't have
Listen to him.
friends in
He's
real
like,
life. You
those
have
who wish
fans
me a
on the
happy
internet.
birthday. I appreciate it.
I wish you a happy birthday, King Cobra. I hope I hope your birthday is the best ever.
I hope your birthday sucks, you smelly piece of shit.
Whoa. Whoa.
What?
I don't know.
I didn't
Have
say
a
anything that's
kick-ass
not true,
birthday.
but
Well,
whatever.
I will try. But yeah, this here's my birthday stream. I am officially 29 years old.
No. What a liar.
You're finally
Is this an old
legal.
video?
Right.
Maybe he is, and he just looks way older than.
Oh, God.
Dude, if he's 29, oh my God, he's 10 years younger than me, and he looks like he's 10 years older than me.
10 years older? No. He looks like he's your age.
Yeah, probably about.
Yeah.
But he got
I mean,
zero
he could
hair
be
on top of his
29,
head.
but if he's 29 and dealing with the issues that he's dealing with, he
Look,
ain't long for the world.
All I'm saying is, if he was older than you, you'd be getting his hand-me-downs. You guys are basically the same guy.
Are we?
Yeah. You both run kick-ass shows on the internet.
Do I make wands?
Well, you don't make wands, but you make other cool things.
I don't.
You make smiles.
Sweet boy delivery service.
Sweet boy delivery service? No.
Dude, I'm 29. I've been legal for a lot of things, actually. Sending you lots of birthday wishes from the UK. Hell yeah. Safer writes, happy birthday. I've been watching you for 6 years. Keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking. I feel bad that he's drinking Rolling Rock on his birthday. He should have a much better beverage for his birthday stream.
Well, beer's too strong for him. He mixes in like Coca-Cola and stuff because the flavor's not, pleasant enough. So
he does the Bud Light Mountain Dew mixture. Like, that's so trashy. That's next level trash. I can appreciate that. You should have seen him last week when he made his burger. I think it was last episode. He made this burger and he put 2 microwave chimichangas in the burger. He put a bunch of
Mountain Dew and Natty Light.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote Mountain Dew and Natty Light. That's about right.
Yeah, Mountain Dew and Natty Light. That is white trash picnic right there. I love it.
Man, even white trash people would be like, man, that's diluting the alcohol. Get it in my veins, just chug it. He's mixing
Unless
beer.
you were making the beer for your child, right? Like Honey Boo Boo's mom giving her a Mountain Dew beer concoction makes sense. Because you want to get her
How
lady.
much of this does he have to drink to get wasted? He's mixing like half Mountain Dew, half Natural Light. Like you got to drink like 8 of those to get a buzz.
No, it doesn't make sense, but nothing in his life does. The one thing that makes the most sense with King Cobra is that he's a wand maker. That's the most sensical thing in King Cobra's life is that he's a magic wand maker. Everything else is so far from normal.
Thank you, Wine Herb. Thank you, Rip Steak Face and Deathbed Taste. Thank you for all the birthday wishes.
Yeah. He's like a human catchphrase machine. I love it.
Yeah.
And happy birthdays. Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up, Amanda.
I'm hyped for my birthday, everybody.
Oh no, he spilled his Rolling Rock. My dude.
Really? Son of a bitch.
He doesn't
I'm so
even
tired of
sound
spilling my
genuinely
fucking
angry. He sounds
beer.
like he's pushing it.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, because that's the first beer on that carpet.
Right? Yeah, look at that carpet back there.
That carpet has more
He hasn't
alcohol in it
cleaned
than
his
his fucking
kitchen.
drink.
Like there's splatter walls all over his kitchen and all that, and he's scared about spilling little. He's probably more concerned about the liquor. He'll be sucking that out of the carpet by the end of this stream, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's gonna wring it out into a Mountain Dew.
He paints his nails black. What is it, 1995?
Shit pisses me off.
Yeah. Shit pisses me off.
Yeah, never ended.
He is the hottest topic. Like he knows what he's doing. He lives his life.
Nope. And could just spill a little bit? No.
It's gotten bad since I've been gone.
He just spilled his birthday beer.
Oh no.
His birthday Rolling Rock.
And that bench behind him is his wand crafting station. Right there, where he makes custom Harry Potter wands for the masses.
His bike's pretty cool though.
I'll give him credit.
It's a Schwinn?
It takes a special kind of guy to go pick up twigs out in your backyard and spray paint them and sell them for a profit.
There's good reviews out there.
Can I ask you all a sexist question real quick?
Always. I love sexism.
All right. Everybody needs to answer. Everybody needs to answer. This is very important. There's two twin girls. They were raised the same. They have the exact same views on everything, same everything. They're identical girls, but one's riding a Huffy and one's riding a Schwinn. Who do you ask out?
Oh, the Schwinn one, because she sucks dick if she's riding a Schwinn.
Whoa.
Really?
Whoa.
I was going to say Huffy because she has less expensive tastes.
I was thinking a Huffy chick too.
Yeah.
But
I have to say neither of them because they sound like they're 11. Jesus Christ, guys.
No, they're obviously 29. This was spurned by the bike in the background.
Schwinn bikes. Huffies are for kids. I'm innocent. Blame it on those guys up there.
Yeah, no, that was a good answer, Tommy. I regret ever asking the question.
There's a difference between sexism and whatever the fuck that was.
Damn it.
I'll be in a Schwinn. I'm like, oh, that's,
Yeah, I'm actually going to go.
My 12-year-old rides one of them.
All right.
I have to wash that taste out of my mouth.
Oh, he's washing the taste of those last few jokes out of his mouth. Everyone, I'm going to turn everyone's attention to a sponsor of our show, Slug.com. Slug.com is actually a very useful social networking platform that was just created recently. And actually, most of its audience at this point, most of its user base are right-wing people. But we literally just started. We're representing the centrist, left of center portion of Slug.com. Our friend Dave Silverman is involved in this. There's a link down below. We actually started a poll today that a few people have voted on, and I'll show it to you guys. I started a poll. How much longer do you expect coronavirus to disrupt our daily lives? If you use the link in the description below, you can join and vote on the poll. Right now, it looks like the majority of the votes, not many votes yet, but most people think 3 to 6 or 6 to 9 months left, which I hope I had a fun summer planned. And by the way, I just noticed a friend of the show, yet an internet celebrity, Jacqueline Glenn, joined our group too. So we got at least one super famous person in the group. There you go.
Wow.
That's cool, right?
She hates Onision too.
Yeah, we like I've known Jacqueline for years. Like we had her on this show in the very early years of the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we've had her on like we used to bash Onision. We were one of the first big channels to actually bash Onision before it was popular. Back when, like when you bashed Onision, you would get an onslaught of teenage girls. Yeah, but it was all young girls, like teenage girls hating on you.
Yeah, he's like you and Repsion and TJ. I think I kind of remember that. We going after him.
We did a special. It was on pay-per-view only. It's still out there. It was called Peeling Back the Layers, and we like ripped Onision apart. And then after meeting Billy, we had Onision on a show where it was me and TJ and Scotty and Paul, and we all had Onision us on one side of the room and him on the other side of the room. So that's still out there. If you guys want to watch it, it's all still out there on pay-per-view. Awesome. So, but
legendary things happen. And Milo kind of got exposed on the show.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's why that happened. He was on Milo was on Joe Rogan. I think like a week prior to being on Drunken Peasants, and what he had said on Joe Rogan really disturbed me because I went to Catholic school, kindergarten through 12th grade, and in my high school there was a priest that we all thought was like the coolest guy ever, like the most down to earth, like progressive kind of priest. And
want some hot cocoa?
And shortly after we graduated, he was found guilty of having CP on his computer.
Oh, Jesus.
And even after he got out of prison a year and a half later, the church was still paying his bills and giving him a place to live and all that. And I let go of religion a long time ago, but I still think the Catholic Church is probably one of the most horrible organizations in the world as far as abusing children. Like they've aided and abetted it throughout my entire life and seeing things firsthand and meeting actual abuse victims, it's more about preserving their reputation than anything else. In my opinion.
Protecting an abuser for any reason is deplorable, but when you do it to like cover the sanctimus or just cover the Vatican, basically.
There was a documentary. There was a documentary. It came up for best documentary the Academy Awards the same year that Fahrenheit 9/11 was. So they didn't win because that one won. But it was called Twist of Faith. Everyone look it up. It ended up being on HBO. It's called Twist of Faith. It's about a guy who was molested by a priest when he was in high school, and then later finds out the priest not only lives down the street from him, but is also the principal of his local middle school. Like, he left the church and then he was continued to still be an educator for years, like the principal of a middle school after that. And that all happened in my local diocese, where they would cover. They even covered up a murder for 20 years too. There was a murder where a priest murdered a nun, and he was allowed to still be the pastor of a church. Like I come from like a smaller city where everyone is Catholic. Like, no matter what your background is, like you could be Irish or Polish, which is what I'm mostly, like half Irish, half Polish. Like you're Catholic no matter what, and the whole
sounds like New Jersey, actually.
Yeah. So
everybody's where I'm from as well.
So
I don't know. I didn't have all those horrors, but I did have well, maybe you can tell me. Let's play. Was the priest trying to diddle Tommy? I'll tell you the story.
I'm so glad. Right. Like, as much as I would love to admit this and bash them, this never happened to me. Like, nothing weird ever happened to me.
Nothing ever happened to me either. Nothing ever happened to me either. But I do have a strange story.
Go ahead.
And like I literally woke up in my 20s, went, oh, after this. Damn. That's what was going on. All right. So my parents had floated sort of in and out with the church. And what do you get? You get your communion in second grade, right? So like they were out. I didn't go through the CCD catechism, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
At the right age. So I had to be put in a class because they decided to go back to the church.
So CCD was what public school kids did when they didn't go to Catholic school, basically, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, right. So you went to Catholic school. So I had to go to Catholic school.
Yeah. So
on Wednesday night, we would get religious education.
Yes.
Like on Wednesday night in the school that I went to, strangely enough.
Huh. It was in my school. All the public school kids would come to my school for CCD and fuck up our stuff.
Yeah, I know. It was a circus when I was there. So I had to graduate or get my communion and my first confession with kids that were like in second grade. So I would have been about 13, like around the precipice of puberty, and that's where this comes in. So I didn't really grasp the concept of confessing your sins. I mean, I was 13, like 12, 13, like what the fuck could I have done?
Yeah.
So like I go to my first confession, which I compared for it. I could not think. I wanted to give him something good.
It's creepy though. You're alone.
I wanted to give him something good. I didn't want to go. So I went into confession and lied about what I did wrong. Yeah. I told him something I didn't do wrong. Which is kind of ironic in itself, right?
Which is a sin in of itself.
It's but I didn't want to go in there. And here's what I didn't want him to think I was lying by saying, I really haven't done shit. I'm 12. What do you want me? Like, what do you think I did? Rob a bank? So I made up this story about stealing milk money. And I told blessed be Father, for I have sinned. This is my first confession. I saw milk money. There was no milk money in my school. It's 1985. It was like 86, 87. They stopped doing that shit in the 50s. And I made up this stupid story. And then the priest looks at me and he says, is there anything else? And I'm like, no, I'm really sorry I did that. And then he just keeps hammering me. And going, and he's like, and then he goes, you guys you're a little older than the kids that are, graduating and getting a communion. Is there anything else? And then I'm like, oh my God, he figured out I'm full of shit. I can't believe I just lied in confession. And then he kept on asking me. After a while, I just kind of zoned. And
have you ever wanted to suck a priest's dick by any chance?
No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. he didn't do that. And then, you know, I grew up, I saw Heaven Help Us, and I was about 23 or 25, and I was thinking about, he wanted me to tell him I was jerking off. That's what I think was going on there. He wanted to tell me I was jerking off so he could give me so many failures. And here's the thing, hadn't figured it out yet, hadn't made the connection, you know. So I couldn't have told him that if I wanted to, but I figured because I was older than those other kids, most of those kids were like in second grade, I would have been, 12, 13, potentially past puberty. And I thought about that later. I was like, yeah, that guy wanted to tell me like a jerk off story. Oh, sorry, I can't believe I touched myself in impure matter. I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
Did you do the old school, like, he's on the other side of a screen? Oh, you did the, like, sit down.
I did that in New York, from what I understand. If like if you went to school in Brooklyn or Queens, they have those old churches and they have those things. But no, it was face to face when I was there.
Well, so in the either the 60s or the 70s, the Catholic Church had the Vatican II Council, where they decided all these major reforms were done in the church, which changed the church from like my generation to like my parents' generation before. Because before that, when my parents were kids, they do like the Mass in Latin, and when you would go to confession, they'd be behind a screen and you couldn't see like one. It was anonymous, basically.
Well, so I think they still do that in New York. Like I grew up in New Jersey, they still do that in New York. But if one of those confessionals isn't available, then it's more like a counseling session. I think
it is.
That's the way I remember it. I mean, this is like, I was 12. This is like 87, 88.
For mine, it was optional. You could do it the old school way or the new school way, but face to face, it was weird. It was almost like it was like an unauthorized therapy session, which is kind of weird.
Like that, because I had been to therapy at that point because my family was a mess, and it did feel like more like I was talking to, but. I was talking to a therapist or a trained therapist or something like that, but I wasn't. I think there's a better than average chance that this person wanted to hear a jerk off story. Unlucky for him, two things. I would have never told him that shit. In a million fucking years. Second of all, I don't think I had made the connection at that point. Like
I was
the
with
sex
you.
connection, the jerk off. I don't think I was there.
I was with you though too. Like the worst thing, I was like, "Oh, my brother pissed me off, so I slapped him." That's like all I had to say. Like I slapped my brother. I
kind of froze. I froze. I was like, I really want to come up with something good, so it doesn't look like, because like if I tell him something lame, then it's like he'll think that I think that I'm something special if I give him that. I mean, obviously I'm a kid. I must have done. They wouldn't do this to me if I had been a good person. I wouldn't be here. That's the way I saw it as a child. So I made something up so it would sound like I was. It was a big virtue.
They were
phony.
During Prohibition, they were like all the Al Capone and all the Italian gangsters, after they mass murdered people, would go confess. Because you were forgiven. In Catholicism, if you went to confession and confessed it and said you were sorry, you were forgiven for everything you asked for forgiveness for.
That's a good way out.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm sorry.
Too bad I'm not Catholic.
Sorry I killed them people. Won't do it again.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with the church. If you get something out of it and get you through the day, it does wonders for my mother. And I don't even hate the concept of confession.
I don't hate any of that. It's the institution. That's it.
I think
not your mother, not any old person that's out there that's Catholic, that grew up Catholic, or even the cultural stuff that I grew up with, that I was used to. I don't have a problem with any of that. It's the institution. It's the group of people that literally have their own sovereign nation in the middle of Rome that get away with all of this shit. They live a life of unbelievable luxury. I've been to the Vatican, to like the parts that they let tourists go to. It's a opulent palace. It's its own sovereign nation. That the Pope is essentially the emperor of his own little sovereign nation. It's just crazy. And there's a
power,
reason,
isn't it?
Well, it's not just that though. It's absolution from any wrongdoing, and that's why Pope Benedict is still alive. Most popes are popes for lives, for their life. Pope Benedict
Yeah.
was Pope for like 5-6 years. Some dirty shit went down while he was there, and he was like, I'm not Pope anymore. Goodbye. And there's a
Yeah, it is
reason
weird when
behind
you step
that.
down.
Yeah. People don't normally
No.
just step down from that. There's a reason.
Yeah, the popes usually kneel down.
They don't normally. They're basically
Oh.
the king of their own.
I was talking about to
was
blow
told
little
he-
kids.
I was told the lad he was going after my ex head of the diocese, whose name was McCurrick or something like that.
Yeah.
And the German Pope was trying to get this guy held accountable for some of the things that he was accused of. And he put him on the bench. He basically shelved him. And then Benedict bags it. He quits. He's the first one that ever bags it. And this new guy takes over. And apparently they took this guy McCarrick off the bench that was accused of these horrible things. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
He's Benedict is the first in nearly 500 years to literally just quit when he has like a decade of life ahead of him.
Yeah. He
And
still lives here. He lives in Cologne, I think. He lives over here.
he has a home in Vatican City too. Of course, he
does.
he has. Yeah, and he has a
He's
home.
German boy. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's the only pope to ever have been Hitler Youth, which I don't hold that against him because you can't
No,
control.
you can't. It's compulsory.
Yeah.
It's compulsory service. You can't
Sure,
really do that.
sure. But there was a lot of really dirty shit that was being uncovered about the church at the time, about the
Sure.
same time he dropped out. A lot of abuse in countries all over the world, U.S., Ireland, a lot of the like very predominantly Catholic nations.
Yeah, I mean, I had been hearing these abuse stories since the late 80s.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I was told with somebody that was in that he was going after these guys and they ran him out. But I mean, this is all hearsay, horse shit that I'd heard. The guy that's in trouble, I think is McCarrick. He was head of the Metuchen Diocese, if I'm not mistaken, in New Jersey. And he's the guy they've been trying to pin on this stuff, but they haven't been able to pin him. And from what I understand, the Pope went after him, the old Pope, and then,
John Paul
he
or
up and
Benedict?
quit. He just up and quit. Yeah, Benedict, yeah. The old
You
Pope,
wouldn't just up
which
and
I-
quit
I
for
kind of
nothing.
like the old Pope. I don't like this new guy, I think the new guy's kind of weird.
He's more
you know?
liberal, but why would you just up and quit? Like it's a lifetime. There's no impeachment process for a pope, is there?
Make your life miserable. Maybe they got something on him.
Why take it to begin with then?
Ain't it like an anointment thing, or is it an electoral?
It's elected. You're elected by all the cardinals.
Some people get into that shit and they don't know what they're getting into, or they realize it.
No, nobody
got a
in
bad hip and
500
just said,
years.
This chair sucks.
Everyone died in the position. I mean, it's unheard of.
If I was the Pope,
lecture, doesn't the current Pope have like half a lung left? Like most people in his health condition,
I don't know
would be
about
super
that.
dead by now.
I'd be the first SoundCloud rapper Pope. I'd get face tattoos.
You got to be Catholic.
Yeah, I'll be Catholic if I could be a SoundCloud rapper Pope.
I like how you're like, wait, elect me Pope first, then I'll be Catholic.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a fair trade. If that Pope didn't want to do it, I think we should be a little more lenient. Get a Pope that wants to be there, like SoundCloud rapping Billy the Pope. I think that's fine.
Billy the Pope.
There's that movie that
Ezra
came out in
do it.
2015, Spotlight, where they were showing at the very end. There's like 3 minutes or something. I don't know how long it is. It's terribly long stinger at the end of the fucking movie, showing all the popes that were involved in child acts, like bad shit, and none of them went to jail. They just got relocated to new areas where they offended again. They got relocated.
Yes, and here was this made national news for a little while here. They finally did a DNA test on the murder weapon of the murder of this nun back in 1980, and all of the DNA came back that it was this priest who was overlooked.
Robinson.
Yeah, Father Gerald Robinson. Yeah, this was in my hometown. There were so many like
Killed an old lady too. Look at the dates of their birth.
yeah,
So he killed an old-
1908.
She was born 1908, so he was 30 years younger than her.
Yes. He
Holy
stabbed her to
shit.
death with a letter opener shaped like a dagger. And they're saying, like, he was wearing... there was a lot of stories of abuse
He
from
died in
this
prison.
priest. Yeah. But I mean, he didn't go to prison until like the early 2000s.
He was convicted in 2006.
Yeah. Yep.
They should get a Catholic.
He got away with it for so long.
Chris Hansen should go after one of the Catholic priests for an episode.
Well, you know, his church paid his bail when he first got arrested. His congregation put the money together to pay his bail. And it was just this crazy thing where all these other allegations of like this weird ritualistic abuse. It was like this weird satanic cult, actually, which blows my mind. It's like something out of the movies.
Blow my mind about that. It doesn't really, not me. It's just, I guess
a corrupt power structure? Yeah. No.
It's getting
no
weird.
way.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, he wasn't convicted until he was 71. No.
She was 71
Paul
when
was
she
71.
died.
No, I'm going to prison at 71. I had so many more years left to live. Oh, no.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you go in blind like Bill Cosby, and you have to have a seeing eye guard.
Yeah, I noticed Cosby and Weinstein were both like crippled at their trial. You never saw that before then, right?
Gangsters do that. I mean, there's like it's somebody in the Bonato crime family, and they're dragging this old fart, and then he's got a breathing apparatus and a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, these guys do the same fucking thing.
Got special treatment.
I like that. I mean, Suge Knight did it. In fairness, he was acting. All these guys are, like they get nailed in their 60s or 50s, 60s, 70s. Everybody's, health is falling apart.
During the steroid trial, Vince McMahon wore a neck brace from his kayfabe injury to court.
Really?
Yes.
He gave himself a kayfabe injury just so he could wear a neck brace to court?
Yes.
That's great. Because what are you going to do? Like, it's kayfabe, right? You got to go out in public and play it off anyways. But it also makes you
able to wear a neck brace.
Why? You know why? Because they probably hadn't lifted the curtain at that point. So that would have been 89, 90, something like that.
I think it was 91.
The curtain cup.
I think it was early 90s. But the curtain may have been lifted at that point, but it wasn't. It was still taboo.
I have a picture of him and Linda leaving court.
There's two curtain lifts that I'm aware of. There's the first one with the Jersey Sports Authority as they were going to give them all sorts of friggin' you have to register, you have to do this, you have to do that. And they were like, look, we're sports entertainment. That's where the word sports entertainment came.
Yeah.
But it still remained pretty kayfabe after that. And it wasn't really until the late 90s, the WCW Monday Night the rivalry, where they completely lifted and talked openly about it. You know? I met, I can't remember his name. It would have been, I think it would have, what the fuck was his name? The two young Samoan kids, their father. I met him.
Rikishi?
The Uzos.
Yeah, but he wasn't Rikishi at the time.
Fatu.
I want to say it's 92.
It was
yeah,
Fatu.
he was in the Angry Samoans.
The Wild
Samoans?
Like that.
Yeah.
The Wild Samoans, yeah. So I'd met him, and of course those guys were like, and they're doing, they're slobbering and stuff. And I met him on a plane coming back from the Florida Keys, and he was he didn't put on any kind of fucking act or anything like that. And I had read in Foley's book that you were supposed to act a little crazy if you were a bad guy and you got ran into in the airport. You're supposed to put something on.
He was like, I don't have to do shit. I'm Samoan.
Well, they had the outfit on because remember they had that really weird manager that was like really big, and they all sat together on the plane. I saw them get on the plane. I got off.
Yeah.
And then they were in for a Monday Night Raw when Monday Night Raw was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, in New York. And they got off the plane, and I said something to him like, "What's going on?" And what's going on? I know who you are. He's like, "You know who I am?" He goes, "Did you know all those bikinis back in Florida? Did you see them? Because I saw them." That's what he said. So I was like 13 or 14, and I'm like, "Yeah, I saw them." He's like, "Good for you, kid. Yo, we're gonna be on Raw tonight. Watch on USA." Thanks. That was like the whole conversation.
When I was 9 years old, my one of my best friend's dads worked up in Detroit for the educational department up in Detroit, and he had a birthday party for his son that I was friends with, and we all came. There was probably like 20 of us there, and his boss showed up, and his boss was George the Animal Steel. and we all got in line, and he gave us all an airplane spin as like
really?
little kids.
That's cool,
dude. It was hilarious, and he had the green tongue and like the crazy like hairy chest and everything. I see the skepticism in your eyes.
No,
it definitely happened.
It's not skeptic at all. Wrestlers are like some of the most attainable like celebrities.
Yes. Dude, and like he was out of it by this time, like mid 80s.
No, I totally agree. Like I was in Iraq, and they did this tribute to the troops, and these guys they're as down to earth. They ate with us.
Yeah.
There
wasn't well, Randy Orton was a little bit of a jerk off from what I heard, but I mean
dishonorable discharge.
What? Did he get a dishonorable discharge?
Yeah. He got kicked out of the Marines for attacking a superior officer, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, he wasn't that far. He was still pretty young back then. This is like 2007. And I know Randy's like come around and said, yeah, he was a problem child and a real jerk off.
Yeah.
I think they snatched the belt from him not too long after that, or something, because he called somebody a cunt, if I got my memory right. But yeah, those guys, I mean, they're the most attainable from any of the groups. The only guy I don't know, it's actually online. If you write Tommy C, John Cena, I had a really, really strange interaction with John Cena.
I hate John Cena. Billy loves him.
Really?
Yeah,
Corey,
I think he's great.
John Cena's story?
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's been Joe Cronin's kind of property forever, but I've never told it on my show, so I'll give you the John, because I know you guys love wrestling a lot. I remember just before we deployed, my NCO, the guys in charge of me, was a diehard wrestling fan. I remember he was the one that introduced me to AJ Styles and Samoa Joe when TNT was active, and I was kind of losing interest at that point, but he kept me kind of into it. And it was around the time where Cena just started getting booed for being kind of Super Cena and never losing and what have you. Remember, he went through the bad guy run as a champion, and then he became sort of the tweener good guy. The record came out, the music videos, and he was just on top of the world. And I really liked it. I thought it was cool. Like, I liked his like sort of wigger character. I thought it was awesome. And yeah, I did. I did. I thought it was awesome. I thought he was really funny. I liked the rhymes. I enjoyed the video he did. What the hell was it? What was it? We just watched it the other day. Bad man.
I'm a bad man.
Yeah, you know what?
With the mic in my hand, I'm a bad man.
I even like Cena. It changed shortly, like I would say another cycle after that, a WrestleMania cycle after that. He became like the Make-A-Wish, wholesome.
Yeah, Ben hates it when guys take care of sick kids.
So anyway,
for publicity, yes.
We used to argue, me and my NCO, because my NCO's like, he was kind of a hardcore wrestling fan, so he came to that position that he hated him. Like he was bad. He was bad for wrestling. He's bad for this. He wasn't that good. He only had 5 moves. So I was like, dude, this guy. I was like, this guy's hysterical, man. He's funny. He's entertaining. He's like, yeah, maybe he doesn't have a good moveset, but he is athletic. And I would defend Cena like no end. And he was like the hardcore, and I was like the fair weather fan or like the normie fan or what have you. And I'm like, no, Cena's fucking great. And then whenever like on the dirt sheets, like Cena doesn't give autographs. Like my NCO would tell me, like, look, Cena did something bad here. I was like, come on, man, you're just hating.
Yeah.
So, right, I didn't think much of it. So he comes to Iraq, and we were in what was called then Fob Spiker in northern Iraq, just outside of Tikrit. And I see him there. And if you looked at the 2007 Christmas special, he came, I'll give him this, like he had a sling, right? For his arm. He was actually injured, and he still made the trip and he was the head of the company. He actually came out as Santa Claus. He couldn't wrestle.
It wasn't optional.
And he still came out, so I'll give him this. So like I'd spoken to Triple H that day. I'd spoken to Shawn Michaels. And Mr. Kennedy. Like everybody was just so cool. I actually sat down and had like 50 cigarettes with which is the blonde Hardy. Which Hardy's the blonde Hardy?
Jeff Hardy?
Remember. Jeff. I talked to Jeff Hardy about music for an hour.
That's cool.
Outside smoking cigarettes. Yeah, any more? Yeah, I got it. It was really cool. It's like, you're the only one that smokes in the whole company. Yeah, it's me. I don't know why I do it. You want another one? It was like...
he's one of the best of his generation, but fuck.
Oh, yeah.
He fell
Yeah,
hard.
I could tell a story. That story I won't tell. I'll tell you that offline.
Cool.
So
All right.
I see Cena there. I'm really comfortable with the wrestlers at this point, right? And then I think the most humiliating thing that I'd ever experienced in my life. So I see Cena talking. I see Cena talking to a guy. I hear the Massachusetts accent from the other soldier, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool." So he's shooting the shit, right? So I walk up to him. At this point, when I've walked up to the other wrestlers, they've been really cool to me, you know. So I'm getting ghosted. These two guys are talking to each other, and they're like pretending I'm not there, right? And I'm like, "Wow, do they not see me?" I'm like, I feel like I'm like 12 years old and I'm at a school dance and I'm trying to get the girls trying to pretend I'm not
you're
there.
like in the army at the time, or?
Oh, I had an M16 on my back when I'm having this conversation.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the DFACT in the food center, and they just keep talking. I felt a little weird, so I'm just about I think I was just about to turn away. If this contradicts with my other story, it's just on the Joe Cronin show. It's just memory. But I remember thinking yeah, I'm kind of getting blowed off thing. And then Cena looks at me as if yeah, okay, you can talk now. And I looked and I just went through the whole spiel, and it was really light because the way they were both looking at me, they were looking through me, they're angry that I walked up to them. And I was just, wanted to say, I like your work and what have you. And he looks at me and goes, yeah, thanks. And they go right back to the conversation. And and I had look, I'm
they don't give a shit about the troops.
Old. I'm about 30 years old when this happens. So I feel like motherfuck you, I what the fuck, dude? And everybody, I always felt like, wow, these wrestlers are so cool. They're so down to earth. And then I started saying to myself, it was a weird thing. I really didn't start saying fuck you till I told the story on Cronin show. But I thought did he know that guy? Because they both sounded like they were from Mass, they were New Englanders, and I interrupted it, and that's a little more understandable. I rationalized it for years, but I just think it's, after seeing Cena use Twitter to fucking call out somebody that's working at Walmart, and hearing the stories about, he kind of tanked in that match again with, so with Simmons when he was doing the little Jimmy bit, when Simmons got hot.
R-Truth.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
R-Truth got hot. I always thought he tanked that match. I watched the match when I had WWE. It was that incident. And I think, a lot of, I started, and all the things my NCO had been telling me that he'd been doing, he just did it to me. And I had been defending him for months prior. And then, when I finally, I think it was in 2013 or 14, I told the story in the Cronin show. And I realized, he just was a real asshole to me. He didn't want to talk to me and wanted me to get the fuck out of there. And I felt like such a bitch because, I'm 30 years old. I shouldn't be fanboying and standing for a wrestler. But I had so many other good experiences with the other guys that, I felt comfortable at that point. I guess I should know.
Tommy C, you're looking back at this, right?
Are you about to be John Cena's lawyer?
You're looking back at this. Is it kind of like the same goggles you looked back at the priest who was asking you if you've done? Do you think John Cena wanted to ask you about masturbation, but that person in front of him?
I think he wanted me to get the fuck out of there. I don't know.
So I see you have a Yankee cap on. So so you're a New Yorker originally?
I'm from New Jersey. I grew up pretty close to Manhattan, 20, 30 minutes outside of Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Ohio and I was raised as a Yankee fan.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah,
wild. Yeah. So that's the weird story. And I think after time, you know what? And I think Cope, what's his name? CM Punk's buddy, Colt Cabana. He told a similar. It was almost the same story he told in the gym. And I think that's what made me come out and tell the story on thing, because Colt Cabana told an almost identical story.
Is this the C2 movement where people just talk about having John Cena shit on them?
Dude, John Cena got a free car under the promise that he wouldn't sell it and drive it to be like the car John Cena drives. And he fucking got it for free and then tried to sell it and got sued by Ford. Yeah. It was a Ford GT. One of the most powerful.
What a horrible human.
I mean, when you get a car, Dude, most people have to pay like $100,000 for a car like that.
Yeah, most people aren't John Cena. He got paid to sell that car.
But the reason why he got it was he had to own it and drive it. So they could be like, look, John Cena drives our car.
God, John Cena's such a scumbag.
But he sold it like right afterwards.
How dare he? How dare he?
Well, that was against the contract.
How dare he?
Well, it just proves he's a piece of shit.
Okay, yeah, if you need to prove he's a piece of shit because he sold the car. Bro Hammerino in our live chat had a John Cena story too. He said, I saw John Cena at a grocery store in Los Angeles yesterday. I told him how cool it was to meet him in person, but I didn't want to be a douche and bother him and ask him for photos or anything. He said, oh, like you're doing now? I was taken aback and all I could say was, huh? But he kept cutting me off and going, huh, and closing his hand shut in front of my face. I walked away and continued with my shopping, and I heard him chuckle as I walked off. When I came to pay for my stuff up front, I saw him trying to walk out of the doors with like 15 Milky Ways in his hands without paying. The girl at the counter was very nice about it and professional and was like, sir, you need to pay for those first. At first, he kept pretending to be tired and not hear her, but eventually turned back around and brought them to the counter. When she took one of the bars and started scanning it multiple times, he stopped her and told her to scan them each individually to prevent any electrical interference, and then turned around and winked at me. I don't even think that's a word. After she scanned each bar and put them in a bag and started to say the price, he kept interrupting her by yawning really loudly. You know, I think John Cena might be an asshole.
Yeah, maybe. You know, actually, it's so funny. Like, that's really funny. And, like, that's the joke I would have told until I met him. You know, I mean, I would have, like, it was so ridiculous back in, 2006 and 7, like, 5, 6, and 7, like, how many John Cena bad stories. I just thought they're all ridiculous. And, I think, Austin had left the company. Brock had moved on to movies. I think people were just, they didn't like the new guy that much. They were just like, they missed our old heroes from the 90s. I think didn't think they were giving the guys a chance, but I got to be honest with you. I've heard too many stories and I have bad experience with the guy to boot. So I do think he might be an asshole.
He might be an asshole. I don't really care. I like assholes.
And he could have had a bad day too. And I just happened to be there during his bad fucking day. It's not impossible. Those guys get no sleep on that flight over there. But it was just like, I was more embarrassed that I was fanboying at 30 years old.
Yeah, that's what I take away from that story.
And it was the fact that he did that. Because had I seen him do that to somebody else, like, oh, fuck that guy. I mean, I could have got over it. But I was just like that other soldier, like, he had the same look in his face too, like, who the fuck are you? It was really, really strange. I can't even remember what they were talking about.
Now, you had a gun on you, right?
Yeah, I should have shot.
He had a machine gun.
You should have shot John Cena for
fully
disrespecting
auto
you.
M16.
Yeah.
It's a 3-round burst.
Well, maybe they're having like an intimate, manly discussion about each other's bodies, and you just came up and go, "I like wrestle," and they're just like,
Yeah,
maybe. Hey,
you don't know exactly what they were talking about. Was John asking the guy if he had anything else to confess? Is there anything else? Is there anything else you like?
If I remember, like, they were really having, like, I didn't realize until I walked up there, like, that I got the, like, I thought, like, I waited a long time and, like, oh, this conversation is, by the time I get over there, this conversation is going to be over. Like, none of the wrestlers talked to any of the soldiers that long.
Yeah.
But I got the feeling that they were either related or they knew each other.
I like how he, as a New Yorker, heard a Boston accent, was like, yeah, they they were all like, yeah, fuck this dude.
It's like, I don't know, maybe they did hear my accent.
Yeah, they were like, you heard their Boston accents and you thought they were all like, fuck this dude.
Yeah, that could have been it, because there is I do have that kind of like that. Yeah, there's such a thing as massholes, man.
Oh, I know. I met them.
Some of those stereotypes are true.
So, how long have you been living in Europe, though?
15 years.
2005. This is
Jesus,
2005,
and like you haven't even begun to pick up an accent at all.
I was too old. I joined the Army 27. I think it's too old to pick up any kind of accent.
So, like, how much?
I have an American accent in German, if that helps.
How good is your German though? Like how? Like on the ball though? Like conversational at least, right?
I would say slightly below that. It's not. I've become a little bit of a recluse, so it's like if I do speak German, it's at a bar. and they're very quick conversations because I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to drink my beer and be left alone. And I know that's kind of weird, but
have you ever?
No. Like I've been to Germany twice, and I expected everyone to know how to speak English who talk to me, and they all do. They all do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing too. If they find out for that, they want to. Oh, I'm going to practice my English with this dude. You know, and that's kind of a problem too. But you know, at this stage, no. I mean, I can ask for directions, ask what time it is, ask. You know, really short conversation, but I couldn't have this conversation in German if that's what it means. Yeah. But I could have a conversation about getting information and then passing information. That's about it. You know, that's as far. I can't have a shoot the shit conversation in German. No. I don't know. I'm in school now for it, but I don't know. I got being in the Army made me a little cliquey. Right. So I only want to be around people that I work with. And so I don't socialize like I used to. I'm old too. I'm 43. You know, it's kind of like I have family.
You're not too far ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm old now. I don't, and maybe it's bad. Like I don't feel like I need to socialize like I used to. You know, like when I first got here. It was
Billy the
all
Fridge.
German thoughts, you know.
We gotta go visit Tommy C
in Germany.
In Germany, yes.
I would go to Germany.
Okay, get your fucking shit together. So like I've been 2 years ago, I booked a trip to Amsterdam, and I wanted Billy the Fridge to go to Amsterdam with me so bad. And he, you know, at the time, because he was way bigger than he is now, he was like, I can't fit in one airplane seat. I'm like, well, you know, that's cool, but now he can. He can fit in one. He needs his passport.
I'm here.
Gotta go to Europe.
You would love Europe. The food is so good. Like
coffee's better over here. Everything's better.
Everything's better.
I don't drink coffee.
The one thing about a restaurant in Europe that I've noticed is like they expect you to stay until you're ready to go. They don't keep like being like, "How's everything? Are you okay?"
But what if you want something? Are they going to come check on you?
No, you got to flag them.
No, it's up to you. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Papa, let me get a schnitzel.
It's not that bad though. Like when you do it, you know, and like they don't expect you to. They're not trying to get you in and out. They don't work for tips normally, so they're not inclusive. Like they're not trying to get you in and out as quickly as possible.
No.
So
well, it is a cultural thing too. That's something, you know, American customer service is like you constantly got to check with you wanting to fill your coffee. The way the Germans see that is like, why are you pestering me?
Yes.
And why would they pester you? And Americans, like, they'll come over here. It's like, well, the service really sucked. Don't even say anything. If you wanted something, you would say so. Otherwise, they want to leave you to your privacy. So it's a different way of looking at being rude or not being rude. If you don't speak up, they're not going to help you because you didn't speak up. And didn't you want your privacy? You want some stranger coming over and bullshit with you? Americans like that, though. So they like to be bullshitted with.
And we like speed. We like to be like get what we want and leave. Where like in a restaurant, you could spend a couple hours there.
Yeah.
And like another thing, the stereotypical French waiter, that's real too. You can see that in Paris. At like
I've never been to Paris.
Oh my God. It's real. It's real.
Mm.
The like
I heard the Parisians are like that, but my dealings with the French is easygoing, nice, cool people to party with.
That's the same.
But the Parisians are complete assholes.
Right. Well, that's like you hear about Americans, like New Yorkers are rude and impatient. But like some people from Omaha, Nebraska are totally fine, you know?
I like to hang out with New Yorkers more than Omaha, Nebraskans.
I would too.
They're more my speed because I'm an asshole.
My speed is yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if New Yorkers are any ruder than anybody else, but they want you to keep. There is this thing like keep up.
Yeah, keep up.
I would say that
it's not about being rude. It's about being more honest. It's about being more blunt.
I think every New Yorker knows they belong in New York, and they own it. They're like, man, I'm the best city in the world, motherfucker.
Where I grew up.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, you're expected to see, like in the morning when you're walking down the street, to like look everyone in the eye you see and say good morning in Seattle.
Yeah, sure.
That never happened. Seattle, we have the least friendly place, right?
Well, that's what they say, but I break that stereotype. I look everybody in the eye,
Well,
sometimes
you're not,
awkwardly.
No, you're the exception, not you. The average Seattleite.
Yeah, so I don't get the average experience because I break the mold of average. I walk around, I look people in the eye, and say, "Hey, fucker!
But
Hey, fucker!
Would you
me."
agree outside of you that that's the case?
I wouldn't know because I'm me. I'm the one initiating. People walk up to me all the time. They think I'm the big friendly ghost. Like, "What's up, Casper?" And they slap me on the ass.
Weird. Here, it's weird to talk to people you don't know, or Seattle's one of the least friendly kind of cities, which I'm cool with adapting.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
I want to go see Jimi Hendrix's like, grave and stuff like
that's
that.
in Renton.
I like that.
And Bruce Lee's grave. Yeah, come out. Let us know when you come out. We'll go to all those.
I like read last rites for my friend's son at that funeral where
you know what it's like this. Like the problem with Seattle, I always worried about that. It's like I'd love to come out and see you guys, but I'm always afraid like we go to a bar and you're gonna bring a girl that I don't know that's got her arms crossed the coast and she's gonna wait for me to crack the wrong joke, right?
Chances are she has a penis too, by the way.
Yeah, and then it's like I used to deal with these bitches from like Rutgers University. They were just looking to pick a fight.
Did you ever go to the
is that a nappy-headed hoe?
That's what I worry about, like, being politically incorrect. That's my biggest worry in Seattle. It's probably an unfounded worry. But, the fact that, like, we don't do that over here. Oh, fuck off. I mean, that's what I'm afraid of.
No,
I'm a noted SJW.
Dude, no, he's not.
I'm a noted
he's saying this
SJW, and it happens
ironically.
to me all the time.
He's ironically.
I'm always getting called out.
He's not an SJW.
I'm always getting called out in Seattle, and I'm on their side. I'm like, no, trust me, Bernie, bro.
Is it that bad? So my fears are founded? Is what you're saying?
It's not really that bad. Most people here are too afraid to speak up unless they have some sort of.
Me and Toe Andy were about to get into a fight that night at the Dick's Burgers. When you were like prancing around outside.
Yeah, but that was two sucker fucking dudes.
I know. We were like looking at them
goofball dudes.
We were looking at each other like, should we beat the shit out of these guys right now and get arrested? Like we kept looking at each because they kept being like, fuck you.
Yeah, part of the problem.
Like,
okay.
And by the way, Toe Andy's like 6 inches taller than me, and I'm like, should we kick these guys' asses? Holy shit. They kept like getting in our faces. They were even like spitting on us weird.
They were
shit.
spitting?
Yeah,
I would have fought them.
Well, that's why I was telling you like I was trying to like flag you down.
I was pressing, but then I had to walk across the street because I had to pee really bad.
Were like, I wanted you to be there just in case.
Well, yeah, I literally left to go piss across the street. Then when I came back, they were gone.
They walked around. They watched us behind their backs. They were so weird and paranoid. We're like, okay, you fucking weirdos.
Yeah, I wasn't there with them the whole time.
They cut in front of us in line and spit on us, and then like walked around the corner, and we're like, what the fuck is that? Like, we don't want to go to jail right now.
Seattle's actually really chill and nice for the most part.
Lot
There's
of
just
them
a few. There's a few people who are all wound up. Nicholas Diorio. I was watching the show and this guy turned himself into a pickle. He's Pickle Rick. Funniest shit I've ever seen. That sounds pretty funny, Nick.
Who's a pickle?
The Pickle Nick, I think is his name. Or no, he turns himself into Oreo. Oreo Nick.
No, he said
Oreo
this
Nick.
guy turned himself into a pickle.
He's talking about Rick and Morty. It's a joke. Ben, it's a joke. It's a joke, Ben. Ben, it's a joke. Damn it. Sorry, Nick. I ruined your joke, dude. I explained your joke. Shit. This is because Ben doesn't have a 200 IQ like me. He doesn't get Rick and Morty references. Shit.
I heard you have to be smart to watch that show.
200 IQ, yeah.
I am a dumb.
Yeah, Ben's had a couple Skype conversations with JF, if you know what I mean.
Hey, you fucking piece of shit! Why don't you eat my fucking ass, bitch?
I would like to go to Seattle. Sounds like a blast.
It's really not that bad out here. There's a bunch of German bars too.
I had a weird thing about moving here. I thought everybody was gonna be really cold and nobody would like me, and it turned out that like the German stereotype was like way overblown.
It's true.
I think a lot of the unfriendliness in Seattle is just people preemptively not wanting to make the other person uncomfortable. So when you get somebody around you that's uncomfortable, everybody pretty much opens up like really easily. You just have to get that icebreaker.
Gotcha.
I agree. I think it's like Seattle gets a lot of people that move here from other places, and it's harder to like meet
like
people
New York.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you said before, like, oh, you're all proud. I'm proud from New York. The only people that ever do that, in my experience, are like people from Ohio. It's like, yeah, you never meet, like, you go to Manhattan, and Nick could stick up for me, like, you meet these guys and they're so pro New York, and I'm like, oh, like living in New York, like living in fucking Vietnam, and it's not. And like you find out they're from, Gainesville, Florida. Or they're somewhere in Nowheresville, Michigan. You find that out. Like people live downtown.
Yeah. Fuck Michigan.
Everybody tells me about it, but I've checked plenty of people ID wise and all that. New York license, you always feel real paper feel to it. Very rarely does somebody go, "Hey, I'm from New York over here, from the Bronx, raised up, and New York's the best city ever."
That's what they sound like too. They sound Australian.
I've never seen that. Yeah, it's like I only like. The people that live in New York live in the neighborhoods. They live in Queens. They live in Bronx. They live off Jamaica Avenue. They don't live in Manhattan. Wait a minute. You have a really good job. You don't live in New York. You went to some Ivy League school and then you got some great loft and you make $1 million a year. You're not street. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sure you have that in Seattle as well.
Like in Ohio though, my dad was like alone. All of his family liked Detroit, because like where I grew up near Detroit, but in Ohio, like south of Detroit. Everybody loved the Tigers, but my dad liked New York for some reason, and I was just raised to like the Yankees. So I went to every Yankees game that came to Tiger
Thurman
Stadium.
Munson was from Ohio. Did your dad have some kind of connection to him? Was your dad a big Thurman Munson fan? Because he used to fly home. That's how he got killed. He used to leave Yankee Stadium, get in a plane, and fly to Ohio, which is only like, what, a 2-hour flight.
I didn't even know that, no. Yeah. I know Steinbrenner was from Ohio, like George Steinbrenner.
Sure
a lot of people, in sports come from Ohio if you go back far enough. So,
yeah, it's Cincinnati, and it's a bigger state than most people think. It's like
that's why it's so big politically. There's like 12 million people that live there, so they get almost 20 electoral votes, somewhere around that.
It's kind of the beginning. It's like the gate of the Midwest. It's like the first gate you open to the Midwest, I would say.
Yeah. I'm from Toledo, which is like the
cool.
Detroit of Ohio.
Yeah, go Mudhens.
Oh my God!
You got the coolest. You got the coolest minor league baseball.
Yeah, the Mudhens are like our ballpark is actually really cool too.
I'm sure it is. It's that they're like they're like the New York Yankees of minor league baseball.
Yeah,
the Mud. Yeah.
That is true. Jamie Farr and Tony Pacos and all that.
Toledo Mudhens.
Yep.
And then is Jamie Farr really from Toledo? I thought that was an act from the. No kidding.
Yes, he really is. And the Hungarian hot dog place in Toledo used to cater all the MASH tapings back in the day too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So Jamie Farr was really from Toledo.
And there's a Tony, the original Tony Pacos still exists. And there's a place on the wall that's so cool that because when celebrities would come into Tony Pacos, they'd autograph hot dog buns and they'd like laminate them and put them on the wall. And there's a wall where there's like Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, Gorilla Monsoon, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, like all on the wall together because they all went there and ate together. So it's kind of
a lot of wrestling over there, definitely.
Yeah,
a lot of great wrestlers from Ohio as well.
Like
you had Ohio Valley Wrestling too, with the WWE.
Ohio Valley Wrestling. Yep.
Yeah.
We had Jim Cornette on DP years ago.
It's awesome.
He was such a dick. He was such a piece of shit.
Hey, what's it to you? I'm walking here.
Hey. Hey, what's it to you? I'm walking here. Hey,
I'm walking here.
So I think we'll forego a post show tonight and do like a little bit longer, and then we'll wrap because we got Tommy in here. He's probably gonna go to sleep soon.
Yeah. How you feeling? Are you
Actually,
dying
I'm
a little?
Kind of up. Fuck it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Hang and bang.
Yeah. Well, my wife's not banging and tell me to shut up, so that's one of the reasons I was always so afraid to do it. Now, unless you want you guys to get the fuck out of here.
No, not at all.
We'll keep it going.
We've been talking about getting you on for a while, but because you're in Germany,
you guys have been having a good time. I know when to take a back seat. Don't worry about it.
One of the best voices. Like Hellbent has like one of the best
absolutely radio heaven, right? Yeah.
I learned it from talking to people all over the country. Like the whole hey Brooklyn, get over here and get a pizza pie. I learned it from a guy in Jersey. Guy'd come over. He's like, I moved to Texas because I want to have a gun. Fuck New Jersey. I'm like, cool. Chat with them for a few hours. Chat with the guy from Oklahoma for a few hours. Chat with the guy from New Mexico, wherever. You pick in New York, all that. All the stereotypes of New Yorkers are up their ass and middle state people are boring as hell and folks on the coast are all SJWE and all freaky. That's maybe 10% of the people. A lot of that stuff's just online nonsense. People get bored. They bicker online. And to go back to what you guys are saying earlier about friends and stuff, man, you don't really keep friend groups after about 20, 30 years old. Work gets in the way and all that. The people used to smoke cigarettes with and drink beers in the garage. They get families. They go to prison. They spread out all over the world. Things happen, right? So the internet kind of brings folks together in a different way. And it's definitely a different reality on the internet, but it's a good place to make friends and don't let yourself be a loner.
I keep in touch with a lot of Onision's victims.
Oh, in touch, you say? Where? Where do you touch? I'm just kidding, Billy. I know you're a sweet boy. I know you only give hugs.
I got Animal Crossing last night, dude. I'm the sweetest boy. Animal Crossing is like Grand Theft Auto sweet boy.
Someone just called me out on calling Jim Cornette a prick. I'm not taking anything away from Jim Cornette. He's one of the greatest people in the history of wrestling ever.
You wouldn't say that about John Cena.
Somebody's a prick.
No, I wouldn't.
Just because somebody's a complete prick doesn't mean they're not talented,
Yeah, he's great.
Jim Cornette is great. And he's so I love his show. He's so intelligent and funny. I like.
Oh, he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing but it's kind of funny. I know people that have written him hey man, I think you're being a little hard on Trump.
Oh, he'll block you.
They block you across the board, right there and then. A lot of people look, he's a big celebrity. You have the Trump supporters giving him lots of shit, but I've seen him block people for hey, I love your show, but I kind of disagree with you. I think he's doing a good. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. You're part of the problem.
He approached me to come on DP years ago because he heard we were pretty liberal as a show, and he had already been on the Young Turks around the same time.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So he actually emailed me first. Jim Cornette directly emailed me.
Jim Cornette in the DMs.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow. Well, how long has Cornette been in wrestling?
And I fanboyed out like crazy because Jim Cornette is one level down from Vince McMahon himself emailing.
He's almost as effective with a tennis racket as Serena Williams. Almost.
Did you know Serena Williams' husband was the creator of Reddit?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Is that really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I found that out the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck? Really?
Illuminati, dude.
Anyway. But yeah, getting an email from Jim Cornette was almost like Vince McMahon emailing me. That blew my mind. He's almost at that level to me.
Yeah, he's awesome for sure.
He's almost at Vince McMahon level?
Yeah, because
as far as celebrity, not power, but celebrity.
Influence in the business.
I suppose, yeah.
A performer, a writer, a manager, an announcer. Everything he's done at a slightly lower level overall.
He's much better than Vince Russo.
Yeah, he's better than most, right? Who else?
Cornette?
Yeah. Like overall, he ran promotions. He did all of this shit. I mean, he's like Vince, only at like
I'd say like Paul Heyman is like way better than him.
I like Paul. Oh, dude, I don't want to say. Never mind. I'm not.
Are you
gonna?
Are you gonna badmouth Brock Lesnar's fucking attorney, dude? Brock Lesnar's gonna fuck you up, Ben. You're drinking. You're talking shit.
I think there's just I think they're both around the same level. It's like a different. It's good Scotch, but it's like from a different part of the country. You know, like I think Heyman's done a lot influence wise. Certainly changed it in the '90s. For WCW and W, but I think I think our boy he's got they're both special in a different way, and they both had their influence. Heyman's a little more recent, of course he's younger, but I think that
Did you hear about how Cornette got fired? Cornette was well. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins bought the NWA, and he revamped the NWA on YouTube and started doing studio style, like, Southern Championship Wrestling style studio shows. And Jim Cornette was his star, basically, of the entire show. Jim Cornette was the biggest star on that show, even out of the wrestlers. He really was. And he made a joke. He said, this guy's so tough, he could ride a scooter across Ethiopia with a bucket of fried chicken strapped to his back. And got fired.
Yeah, of course.
So and Jim Cornette was like, I've told that joke so many times over the last like 3 decades. What's the problem?
The problem is it's 2020.
But is that a problem, though?
I mean, society's a problem.
I don't think they should have fired him.
You know, all that garbage we were throwing into the ocean, it wasn't a problem until it became a problem, right? We've been putting the garbage out there for hell long, and now it's a problem.
The guy wasn't black, though.
The guy wasn't black?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't matter, right? The comment is socially unacceptable, and it'll go back to the time where we'll be clamoring for comments like that, because it always goes in and out. We always get a little tight with our words, then we get a little loose with it, and it's like a fucking.
It goes back and forth. It's a pendulum.
Yeah, I don't agree.
It's the pendulum.
I don't agree. Jim Cornette should have been fired for that.
I mean, it's
I don't
whatever,
think anybody should
right?
be fired for anything like that ever.
I don't know. Anytime I say some kind of edgelord nonsense, I always expect that there
He
could
didn't
be an axe to fall on my head. You know what I mean?
Jim Cornette has never been known to be racist. He's been equal towards.
When you work for a company, you probably shouldn't make fried chicken jokes about Africans. It's just, it's the climate right now.
But hold on. Fried chicken is African American. It's not African.
Okay, we can argue this all you want. Roseanne?
But what if Santa Claus
Seriously,
did a Coca-Cola commercial and said that? I mean, I'd laugh, but I don't think it'd fly
There's
too
no
well.
Popeyes in Ethiopia, all right?
If there was, it would be lit.
Okay.
No,
I don't think anybody should get fired, but time moves on, doesn't it?
You work for a company, you represent that company, you say something the company doesn't like, you get axed. It's that simple. And you have to read the room.
They could do that for whatever reason, though. This is virtue signaling.
Sure, but this is virtue signal central right now. We live in 2020 where virtue signals are as deadly as coronavirus.
So you're not saying you have a problem with the comment, Billy. You're saying
no, not at all. I don't have the problem with the comment. It's just the world we live in. You can't. I think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. I think it was funny probably the first time he told it. And now it's like it's rehashed comedy. I think it's lazy comedy to be telling the same joke for 30 years, then complain about it biting you in the ass 30 years later. Write a new joke.
Yeah, write a new joke.
But I mean, I don't
tweet it. Tweet it at Jim Cornette right now, because I want to watch you get blocked by him.
I'm just gonna send him a picture of my dick.
Do it.
You know, Jim Cornette is so tough. He could ride across West Hollywood with my dick taped to his back.
Billy doesn't want to get blocked by Jim Cornette.
Why don't go
tweet at him once and you'll get blocked? Because I got a whole bunch of people to tweet at him the last time we talked about him, and they all got blocked. Egghead got blocked.
I'm not the type of person that goes and tweets shit at people to try and aggravate them. I just think it's fucking dumb. Obviously, Nick Fuentes, Brent Spiner, you have a history, Ben. You have a history.
I'm not blocked by
you are.
No. I'm not blocked by him.
You like this shit.
I'm not blocked by him.
You get off on fucking with people.
I'm not blocked.
You get off on it.
I'm not blocked by Jim Cornette.
Because you were too scared to tweet.
I don't.
You had other people do it.
No,
you got a myriad of people
fuck
to
you,
fall.
Fuck you.
To fall
I
to
asked
the banhammer.
people if they thought that the Young Bucks were better than the Midnight Express, if they would just tell him, and he blocked them all.
Sweet boys don't.
Well,
get
he's a
blocked.
man of a strong conviction, isn't he? That's what makes him a good character. You know,
He hates
firing
the Young
somebody like
Bucks.
that's not a great idea. But
So, what do you think of the Young Bucks? Are they good?
Yeah, they're great.
Tweet at Jim Cornette. I think the Young Bucks.
I don't care enough about Jim Cornette to tweet at him.
Oh, you don't. You just don't want to get blocked.
You
by
know
him.
what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's go, Jim Cornette.
I think the Young Bucks are great. Just say that.
Jim.
Don't say anything
Cornette.
else. I think the Young Bucks are great.
Here's what I'm doing. Jim Cornette on Twitter. Load, please. Here's Jim Cornette on Twitter.
Is there,
You follow
a
him?
picture of the Young Bucks with championship?
You don't follow him?
Follow Jim Cornette.
Oh man,
This is here's Jim Cornette on Twitter. All right, is this the follow button here? Was it the follow button?
Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Jim
Call him
Cornette
a
on
pickle
Twitter.
sniffer, Billy.
Jim Cornette on Twitter.
Are you blocking him?
Block.
You're
Block.
blocking
Oh
him.
my God!
Bye, Jim Cornette. That's what I think of this fucking game. Goodbye. Goodbye.
USJW prick, your
Somebody clip this.
Speech rights
Somebody
to yell at
clip
you.
this and send it to Jim Cornette.
Break it down.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun,
Yeah, dude.
dun-dun-dun,
I'm gonna have a super kick party with the Young Bucks. Blocked. Jim Cornette's blocked.
Are the Young Bucks in WWE now? I've actually
They're
lost track.
AEW. AEW.
They're AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
AEW's doing pretty well.
All right, I'm sending Jim Cornette a tweet. I want to see what happens if I get blocked.
Just send him a picture of chicken.
Let's see, Jim COR. What's his at, so to speak?
I don't know. I just blocked him. So
Tennis racket.
Yeah.
I can't find him.
I wonder if he blocked me. Jim Cornette's Racket Club. No, I don't think. Everything's coming up.
At the Jim Cornette.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think because I always wanted to read his tweets from time to time, so I never said anything. So he would never block me. If he did block me, he really went out of his fucking way.
At the Jim Cornette. Now I feel bad. Now I want to read his tweets.
Okay.
This block will not last.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to send him something. I'm going to send him a picture of Kentucky Fried Chicken, a map of Ethiopia, and the very happy Young Bucks. There we go.
Dude,
There
the
we go.
Young Bucks
there's
alone
my-
are going to get you blocked. He hates
Really?
them. Dude,
Yeah, I know he does.
when people say I don't agree, the Young Bucks are not better than the Midnight Express, but if you just say it, he'll block you just for even like the Midnight Express were great.
If I get blocked. I'm dying
Yeah.
to see if I get blocked.
The Midnight Express
One of the greatest tag teams ever.
were great when it was easy to be great.
Look,
you could fucking.
Oh,
could-
that's it was harder back then.
You could eat a handful of somas, come into work fucked up, just got done pissing and shitting on a glass table.
God, I get a whole van full of people.
Oh, dude, Chris Jericho filmed this in the backseat of Jim Cornette's car when he's trying to order Dairy Queen at night, and he orders like these giant hamburgers, and they think he's joking, so they don't even make them. And then he finds out.
You ordered true? You guys got like 2 months worth of footage now for the CCW.
Yeah.
And you know those two.
This is the type of wrestling content we need on the show.
Extra cheese
Like crazy people content.
Yeah.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. Nothing else on it.
We figured you'd have out already by the time we got up here. Didn't know what?
Jim Cornette's in the passenger seat. Right there, you can see his head.
You can hear
Didn't know whether to fix it or not.
Oh my God.
We wouldn't have ordered it if we didn't want it fixed. God damn. What a fucking idiot.
Is this a fucking comedy show?
Chris Jericho. Not a fucking comedy show.
Jericho's like a great troll.
Yeah.
He'll fuck with all these guys.
Dude,
rile
he
them
was
up.
egging this on.
Oh yeah.
A fucking comedy bus to you?
You know what?
Oh. Don't cuss
them
me
in
out.
Let me
won't
tell you
get a
something.
damn
Let me tell you something. She just cut a promo on them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You don't cuss me out or you don't get a damn thing.
All right, watch what happens next.
Hey, don't you like me to goddamn come?
Dad, get back in the car. Dad, get back in the car, Dad.
Oh, dude, look, he's got his fucking T-shirt tucked into his sweatpants.
You know he does, dude. He's probably got his fanny pack holding his titties up like a 1990s man bra.
Hey, we ordered the damn shit because we're hungry, not because we wanted to fuck around. Don't touch it. Me, you fucking ugly bitch.
Whoa! Is my dude wearing
I can't
Zumbas?
understand why people have like an aversion to this dude. He's so nice.
Is he wearing Zumbas?
Yeah.
Tell me he's wearing Zumbas and an adult diaper.
Is he wearing hammer pants?
Is he got the hammer pants on? My guy.
15 minutes to motherfucking line, you stupid son of a bitch. Anyway, we order goddamn $30 worth of fucking food and sit here for 15 minutes and they don't even start fixing it till we get up here because they think we're fucking joking? We've been sitting here 15 minutes.
Never met a slave.
They don't even start the order.
Never met.
Fucking little cunt.
Damn straight.
Oh yeah, I met Southerners like this, but that's usually after like 4 ounces of whiskey or so.
Were
I
they
imagine
from
he's had a few.
Kentucky, though, which is one of the worst places to live in the South?
Kentucky,
know what?
never mind.
Kentucky
forget
is
it.
Ohio's Mexico.
You know what's kind of weird? Like, the worst parts of the South are in the northern parts of it. Like, Kentucky and West Virginia are the two. West Virginia is probably the most northern part of the South.
Bible Belt, dude.
But it's so far north compared to the rest of the South. It's like, how do you even consider that the South?
Man, I ain't trying to be mean or nothing, but a lot of people I met from Kentucky have been slow, and a lot of people I know from Kentucky that work in food service, they don't exactly deal with the brightest people through the drive-thru window.
Answer me this,
is probably
Hellbent.
average drive-through.
Answer me this, Hellbent. How many people you met from West Virginia?
West Virginia. Now, like, personally, no, not too many, but I would say,
there's a reason why.
Because
they can't leave West Virginia.
Didn't start a fucking thing.
Oh,
I thought we were joking.
You got me.
Fucking man's got to drive 200 fucking miles.
I thought we were joking.
God damn it. I'll kill somebody.
You ugly fucking bitch.
I'll kill somebody.
He told Brock Lesnar he'd shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I believe that story.
We had him. We asked him on the show. His girlfriend at the time, which now Jim's married to, was a woman wrestler for his company at the time, and she had just gotten some vagina piercings in her vag area, and Brock Lesnar picked her up to power slam her, and
he was
fucking
told. He was told
fiddled.
ahead of time too.
Yeah, and he fiddled his little hand around in her crotch area.
Not cool.
And Jim
Not cool,
Cornette
Joe
went
Biden
out
or
to his
Brock-
car to get his pistol to fucking shoot Brock Lesnar. It's fucking crazy.
I didn't hear he fiddled her. What he said is go easy on her when you pick her up there, and he didn't. And he thought it was funny.
I heard you like.
That's the story I heard.
Is that what Jim Cornette said?
I heard not on our show, but I had heard
Cornette said he went full Jim Henson Creature Shop,
I had
making the
heard
Muppet
that.
walk.
I had heard that, but I might
Damn
be
it.
wrong.
Damn it!
I'm back in August. How about
You kind of have to shoot Brock Lesnar if you pull a gun on him. I'm surprised he didn't shoot Brock Lesnar.
Most normal people, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jim Cornette's like, I'm gonna pull the gun and let him live. That's crazy.
I'd shoot him in the kneecap.
If I pull a gun on Brock Lesnar, I'm emptying that motherfucker in his face.
He's done.
Because for one or two bullets, Brock Lesnar's
You
gonna
don't think
spit
shooting
him
him
out.
in the kneecap you could run away?
He'll heal. He'll come find you, dude. He'll come find you. Yes. 4 or 5 bullets in the face. Brock Lesnar's gonna spit him out.
Arms faster than you
Because
sprint.
if I came after you when you shot me in the knee, I'd be done.
Yeah, but you wouldn't come back.
No,
dude. Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar didn't just walk it off,
if I got shot,
have you ever shot a bear?
No.
You can't just do
You've
one or
never
two
shot
shots.
a bear either.
But I've been around people who have. Okay.
No, you haven't.
Oh yeah, I have.
You liar.
Oh, dude,
you said you were Native American too. You liar.
I thought I was.
Well, I'm sorry too, because we got to drive 175 miles. We sat here for 15 minutes for nothing. We ordered food and they won't even start fixing it.
Was he more mad at the fucking burger or Brock Lesnar?
Dude, his podcast is marketing burger towels. Because
the hell's a burger towel?
Well, a towel. Jim Cornette's afraid to fly, so he carpooled everywhere. Even when he was one of the head announcers for WWF at one point, and he would wear a towel over his lap, so when he ate the burgers while he was driving, like all the shit would fall down and not get all over his clothes. So now, as one of his merch items on his podcast, he sells Jim Cornette burger towels.
I can
For a
imagine.
second, I thought that was a serious product. I was about to say this guy might be a little bit demented.
It's a product on his
If they won't
website.
fix the food.
I told her when I started the order that I had a very big order.
You know we're gonna get some fucking spit in this shit.
Damn right.
You know
I wouldn't eat it.
This shit.
I wouldn't eat it.
Jim will eat that shit. He'll fucking suck a loogie down with the ketchup.
As long as he don't get in his pants.
It's principle.
I'm never rude to people that make my food where I can't watch them make it.
I am on accident sometimes because I'm always joking and you never know how
That's
far to
awful.
go. Well, because it's usually very sweet and endearing, but every once in a while you get the one waitress.
You're always sweet and endearing to yourself.
Yeah, most people, but you got some people who aren't wired that way, and it backfires, and I feel bad. I feel bad because sometimes, you don't get the full fridge experience because you weren't ready for the fridge.
Full fridge experience.
Yeah.
I've been getting the fridge experience for years now.
Yeah.
It's endearing.
Yeah, thank you.
To be honest.
Thank you.
It's very endearing.
95% of my waiter waitress interactions are top quality interactions, but 5% of them are fuck ups. How much do I tip?
Percentage.
It goes anywhere from like 18% to 30%.
Oh yeah, so 18 to 30. All right.
It just depends. It just depends. If I feel like I did more work than they did by being jovial and cute, if I put more work into it, they might get a little lower tip. If they're a little grumpy, if my drink's empty for a while, I usually hit that 18%. If it's really bad,
at least you always tip.
Perfect for the fucking SMW blooper tape.
If it's real bad, I'll go 10%. If it's real bad, but I won't never tip.
Is it running? Yeah. Was it running?
I got everything.
Seriously?
Oh, God.
Seriously, you got it?
Oh, God. Let me see. Well, when you
Take
get done watching
that, Kentucky fast food worker, you idiot.
Yeah.
I got you.
10:20, if you can read that.
That is nice.
Like to read her name.
All right. 20 minutes in the drive-thru over some burgers.
Right.
Don't cuss me. I won't make anything for you.
Yeah, she kind of
love
fucking
that.
promo on his ass.
She didn't know who he was, though. No, dude, he could have.
If she knew who she was, she'd probably be
He
twice
jumped
as
up
angry.
and called her cunt and bitch and all types of stuff. She had that promo. She hit that promo. All he did was heel react and go for the cheap pop. She stood up to an angry man when she's making $4 an hour in Poughkeepsie.
Wherever the fuck this was. Anyway, we're moving into this then.
Oh yeah. I had some Wendy's chili the other day.
I told you how it was made.
I know.
It's not bad.
I've been craving fast food you eat with a spoon. I've been getting soup and chili. Come on.
All right. Oh, here's your favorite.
Oh, I was going through Trisha Paytas's Instagram. It was talking
This is
about
Billy's new girlfriend, Tommy.
Oh wow,
It's not
That's
true.
nice.
She has a.
Isn't she hot?
She has a husband.
Okay, your new side.
She has a side piece.
No, you're her side.
man.
She's got a side dish. She's got a G-man.
Oh, well, you're part of.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not.
Rumor on the street says you. I mean,
Rumor Willis.
Yeah,
How do you
Bruce
turn
Willis's
on those
daughter.
Glasses? I mean, those glasses are like they're read out of a 1950s movie at Leave It to Beaver or some shit like that. I mean, those glasses are something.
Is she cosplaying?
amount of pills can stop this from happening right now. She feels like the world is ending, sad, depressed. She
too.
also showed a DM she got over someone telling her she needs to die and commit suicide, and that was like the last post she had. So Trisha, please tell me you're okay and you didn't do something
Most
stupid.
excellent agent we've ever
Is she okay?
Yes, most excellent agent location. But I did learn that Dr. Evil has moved to a new lair outside of Tokyo,
Are you
Japan.
pulling up the Molly joke, Ben? Is that what this is?
By the way, I realized that I have a large mole on my face.
Is that what this is?
Where? What? Where's that mole?
Not many people, you don't think people notice, but I noticed. And I don't know why people aren't saying anything about this because I'm worrying about her. She is all
Is
alone.
Trish
and she
Paytas
doesn't
okay?
have friends.
I like how she's worrying about the sanity of Trisha Paytas.
Well, I think if there's anybody on YouTube that Shani could worry about the sanity of, it would be Trish Paytas. That might be the one.
This woman made pornography with her husband, who's half her size. And Billy's idea for a private show, because we had a private show with Joe planned, but Joe got sick and couldn't make it. Billy's idea to replace that was a show where Billy watched her pornography and sketched it.
Yeah. I was playing Sictionary.
And he did. Nobody else in the stream could see it, but only him, his facial expression while he was watching it and drawing it at the same time.
That was enough. That was enough. Wasn't
And
it?
everybody guessed what it was, and my drawings were good enough.
They were good.
They were pretty good. They're pretty good.
You know, and people aren't there for her. And people are always so fucking hateful to her. You know, maybe what she does is fake. I don't know. Maybe it's just acting. I don't know. I don't fucking care.
No, she doesn't deserve it.
I don't fucking care. There is a human element for Trisha Paytas, and she does not deserve to be given like death threats and be told to commit suicide by fucking insane people who just want to get her goat and just want to make her upset because she is vulnerable.
Shaddy.
Who is this?
Tell him.
Who's this crazy bitch talking to?
She's talking to us,
but
directly to us.
But then her husband, who's like this little guy, this little weak guy that she could like choke slam.
Yeah, I'm there, man.
She's like 3 inches taller than him. She's
Remember when
probably
Jim Cornette? Remember when Jim Cornette managed Yokozuna?
Yeah. And
I
he
don't know
goes,
what goes through the mind of somebody who picks up a phone and goes, "Yeah, time to just fucking ramble like a incoherent crackhead. Hey, everybody, it's bad."
There's a police body cam footage of her getting arrested for beating the shit out of him, and they had to use 2 cuffs. They had to use like the 2 cuffs linked together behind her back.
On one hand?
Yeah.
A cuff for each
You
hand.
should have just hogtied her, dude. Just get some rope out. Fine.
You know, I don't know. Am I the only guy? I am sick and tired. This might be a little controversial, but like everybody gets death threats that's a public figure. I am so sick and tired of e-celebrities and like, I got death threats. Like, yeah, no kidding. Everybody gets death threats. Everybody gets told to kill themselves. Like, it's getting to the point, like, if you complain about being told to kill yourself, I just wish you would do it because I wouldn't have to listen to it again.
Well, like,
I mean, it's
that's
really
how,
outrageous. Like, everybody gets told this every fucking day of the week. And I'm supposed to feel bad for her or Trisha Paytas. And like, yeah, it kind of comes with the territory. And like, you know, like I'm tired of it. Am I the only one, chat? Am I the only one of sick of hearing I get death threats? Literally every social media personality says that.
Look,
everyone
you're not wrong.
about that. Yeah.
The people who make those threats are dicks, but like you said, when you got in here and said, I want to have all the eyes of the world upon me and for them to hear my voice and my thoughts and everything, they didn't think for a second somebody might hate me and just say some really nasty stuff. It doesn't go through their head. So the moment somebody's like, hey, you should go start a pop gun. We'll just call it a pop gun.
Pop, pop.
Yeah, sure.
Then, you know, all of a sudden their world collapses like, oh, but really, I don't think they're actually scared. I think that they're like, oh boy, I got a death threat.
Sure.
Time to get my fucking cell phone out. Where's that son of a bitch?
That's the secret.
I remember the day I got my first death threat. I was thrilled to death. I was like, wow, my social media career
You
is really
finally
going
made
somewhere.
it.
And it did. It did. I got on the Beta podcast and everybody started telling me to kill myself. You know? And like I was like, wow, I'm really here. Like it's like a rite of passage.
2016 was the summer of kill yourself on the internet.
Yeah, it really was.
It was everywhere.
Drink bleach.
Drink bleach.
That was the one I
man.
always saw. Drink bleach.
But that's the thing about
Drink bleach has
now.
come back and forth over the years. That's kind of, it comes in style and goes and comes back. It was big in the 80s.
I didn't think it was funny till people started crying about it. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking like, so this is it. A 12-year-old on the internet tells you to kiss yourself, right? Is that what they say?
For me,
to kiss yourself.
For me, 2016 was the year of Glanderson Booper. Like we started a meme that we trolled Tommy Sotomayor with. Glanderson Booper, and he hated it. He would block anyone who said it. And it got to the point, and it got to even the point where like someone was bagging my groceries, and they were like, "Are you Ben?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Glanderson Booper." I had like the 17-year-old kid like bagging my groceries, Glanderson Boopering me. Yeah.
I was dating a 17-year-old kid in 2016, and it was actually the same. It was the same person bagging your groceries, and I was getting plowed from behind, and I looked back, and they were like Glanderson Booper, and I was like, I'm not on that show yet. What do you mean? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
The fact about people like Shani here telling the internet that they can't treat people a certain way, you can't tell people what to do, right? And no matter how right you might feel, no matter how right you might actually be, you still can't impose that shit on other people. And when you try, the people will call you on it, and they will hit you harder, more than an equal opposite reaction when you try and tell them they can't do something. Like, no, motherfucker, we can do something, and there's about 1 million of us anonymously out here who are going to do it to you right now. You plant
well, you make the joke funnier, Billy.
to your own destruction.
You make the joke funnier. If somebody constantly tells you, hey, like somebody might say, hey, but you're bald. If I said, hey, I'm not bald, and you can't tell me I'm bald, that hurts my feelings. That makes it funny. Now it's a joke. Now it's hilarious to say it, and the more it goes on, the funnier it gets until either the personality on the video quits or the jokes stop. But the jokes never stop. When have the jokes ever stopped?
When your career stops.
Why should they stop?
When your career dies and you wish they were telling you to kill yourself again because you're just sitting there with a stream full of 40 fucking people and you're like, should I release some nudes today to try and get some clout? What's gonna happen? I miss the good old days when I was sniffing Leafy's ass. Oh.
Hey, my loyal fans, you want me to like do awful things to myself again? I'll put a cigarette out on my face like you told me to all those years ago. Come on, $5 super chats. Come on.
Yeah, that's just just roll the punches, man. So I understand why people wouldn't want that Jim Cornette guy fired over telling jokes over and over again. But that's a corporate thing. This is internet. This is different.
Yeah. Get over yourself. It's
Well, you can't tell the internet what to do because there's.
I'm furious that Cornette hasn't blocked me yet. I'm really.
He's probably snoozing off some whiskey right now.
Yeah.
I like to think Jim Cornette would like lurk my page all the time, and he just came and lurked my page and saw that I blocked him, and he's like going through his head, why'd Billy the Fridge block me? I know that's not like probable, and it's not the case at all. I just like to think that in my head. I have delusions of grandeur.
I don't know, man. I've made people angry through the dumbest things, and I've had them come back like a year later, still angry. And I'm thinking, like, I forgot who you were. I completely forgot who the hell you were. And you're angry over just a little bit of a spat online? Really, a year?
Stay mad.
Yeah, stay mad, right? Anyways, this lady's face bothers me. Can we get rid of it?
Yes.
She's a sweetheart. Miss you, Shanny, for Christ.
She looks like somebody tried to fuck a biscuit to death.
How about this guy?
A bat extra gravy.
Shout out to Bridgeburn.
Oh, hello, Matthew.
I'm up skates, and today we're going to talk about...
All right. I have to ask everyone watching now who's never watched this show before. Can the door close? Look at the picture. Look at the door. Look at the doorknob. Look at the couch. Can the door close? And this is...
I'm going yes, but barely.
The door closes.
I think it's like a structural door, like the door's keeping the roof up right now. So if it closes it, everything's going to collapse.
Yeah.
Where is it fully closed though?
Do you think he just had a door installed onto his wall?
Does it close all the way like outward, or does it close at the wall where the posters are? Like, where does the door finish? I'm so puzzled.
The door closes.
About women and their dogs, or bitches and, well, they don't have bitches though. Most of their dogs are fucking male, and henceforth the discussion will begin.
Is he going to talk about women fucking their dogs? I'm on board for this conversation. Let's see what he brings to the table.
So, what does this mean if a woman has a dog? Well, a lot of the time, it means she can't find a man, big surprise, or she wants a kid, but she, for whatever reason, she's not willing to fucking go all in and have a kid. So,
hey,
therefore,
man,
she
don't talk
gets a
shit
dog.
about your mom like that.
This is this guy looks like he knows a lot about women. He really does. You gotta listen up.
Hey,
You
got
listen
them all
up.
figured out. They own a dog. They're done with. Forget
I think
about
you're
it.
being a bit judgmental, Hellbent.
I think he spends a lot of time at the skate park.
99% of the time, the dog
I ain't
that
drowning
a
in
woman
pussy
gets
like he
will
is,
be
so
male.
maybe you're right.
I wonder why this is. I wonder why you so rarely see fucking women with female dogs. Why do you guys think that could be? So, a woman has a
Ben,
dog.
you have female dogs, right?
Is he like checking the dogs out to make sure? It's like, okay, woman with the dog. Now where's that dick at? Yeah, there it is. Okay, mark another one off the list. We got 20 male dogs versus 2 female dogs.
Buddy,
I'm figuring out the code.
I just figure all dogs are male until I'm corrected. That's the way I play it. Come here, boy. That's a girl. Oh, okay. Give me a girl.
I like
fuck do you
boy
know?
dogs because they pee better. I think lifting your leg to
pee
pee is
funnier.
funny. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's just,
I know we've already done it this month, but should we show Tommy the Gail Cord Schuler movie preview?
I'm not going to answer that.
Why?
I think that we shouldn't play this video more than once a month. We We need chat to all say
hold
yes.
on. I'm going to ask Tommy
All
one
say
question.
yes.
Tommy, do you know who Gail Cord Schuler is?
Not a clue.
All right. I'm going to show you this trailer, and you tell me what you think after this.
You know what? And I think I'll leave after this because I did doze. I nodded for a second.
All right.
So,
you're in for
What is it like? You're going to be 7 a.m. over there?
You're going to be totally awake by the time this is over.
It's like it's 20 to 5.
Oh, God, yeah, you got to get some sleep. The following preview.
Thanks. Cheers to a fistful of datas. What a long day wore out.
In a world where drug rape and Jesuit conspiracy run rampant, a man on a mission for the woman he loves
My angel.
is raped. Director Gail Cord Schuler with producer Gail Cord Schuler.
But she managed to ride up and down all 18 inches of my erect penis.
A Gabrielle Chana film. Steven Spielberg raves it's the most impressive expose of Brent Spiner's rape ever made.
Oh, man.
Spider's rape.
No! No! Don't drink the Jesus juice, Macaulay Culkin! You're going to get raped! You're going to get raped!
Coming fall of 2012. Blood and feces splatter everywhere.
She's of course the genius comedian. She's not, that wasn't a. This is supposed to be on the level.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm
I
glad
think it's
Walmart
on the level.
produced this,
I think it's on the level.
I'm a big fan and friend of Wavy Webster, the YouTuber, and he found this video back from 2011, and where this girl, she's doing a eHarmony advertisement back then when you had eHarmony for, I'm this is my first time dating, and I just want to let you know that I really love cats, and she completely freaks out. Turns out the whole thing was a troll. I want to know if this is a troll.
She's got Brent Spiner.
This woman
scared.
is not a troll.
Brent Spiner is.
This has been going on for how many years now?
30.
Ben's blocked by Brent Spiner because he mentioned her to Brent Spiner on Twitter.
Spinner, isn't it Spinner?
Yeah.
Brent Spinner? He's Data?
It's Brent Spiner, Data. Yeah, Brent Spiner.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Gail's the spinner.
This is a gimmick. She is the best comedian ever, isn't she?
Yeah, she's genius. She's absolutely genius.
Yeah,
I'm going Gail Cord's.
We got a bad situation right now. Zach Knight found that he could use his penis. He's got the perfect penis. He could use it like a laser to encase Angelina Ballerina in a cocoon. And she was twirling round and round in the cocoon. And we thought we had her under control. And the cocoon was getting thicker and thicker. And my men were feeding Zach Gatorade to help him stay hydrated so he could keep making his semen to wrap her around in a cocoon. And then he took a break for, I think, a minute because he was getting tired. And if you go to my Patreon page, you'll see the transcript of my brain-to-brain communication with him. And also, I've also posted a video that I made of my Skype conversation with him.
What's wrong, Billy?
Yeah, I just think it's good to see. You usually see a lot of young women that are completely fucking batshit. It's nice to see a middle-aged woman that's completely.
I
fucking
like this
insane.
part of her story. This is great.
Hey, that be fresh chicken. Don't be getting your ashy nigger asses all in my chicken. We eatin' that. A girl at the counter yelled. She then screamed as her weave was torn from her head, and blacks began surging over the counter to begin throwing all of the food and destroying all of the equipment. Tables were being turned over in the dining area. People were screaming and yelling. I had to duck as a chair was thrown and sent crashing through a glass window. Hugh curled his fists and got ready to fight. I calmly put my hand to his chest to stop him. We're all right, Hugh. It's just a chimp out. A chimp out?
A chimp out?
So that's Gail. She's a unique and special woman.
I like Gail.
Yeah.
I like Gail.
She's
I
pretty
get a
fun.
kick out of Gail.
Gail's free
Does she
speech.
have children? Does she have children?
Yes.
Yeah.
Notice they're not in the video.
Yeah,
I can't imagine why.
Gail's got a great bod for 62 years old.
She's 62? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Give her that.
Oh my God. Hold on. I have to show you guys the most recent video on Gail's channel. What? What, Billy?
You just released a corona cloud of weed in my face.
It gets great. It gets so good.
She's really 60-something years old?
Yeah.
Well, at least her television is.
Yeah, let's keep the fucking coronavirus away from her.
Yeah, she's 62.
It'll get in her body and just disintegrate. She's invincible. Surely.
She got those COVID buds.
Yeah.
Citizens of Earth, this is actual Mania champion Empress Gail Cord.
We do this thing every month called Actual Mania, where we put all the weird people we encounter on the internet against one another for the people to vote on who they like better. And Gail is our champion. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Gail had to let everyone know.
She had to wear her fighting suit. That's her
Using our
fighting attire.
computer satellite technology to jam the signal of this broadcast to bring you this important announcement. Laurie McBride has kidnapped Alex Jones and replaced him with an inferior Jesuit clone in an attempt to dethrone me of my actual Mania title. Losing the title will give Laurie and the evil Jesuits, the evil inferior Jesuits, strategic advantage over my men and myself, and we cannot allow this.
62-year-old Gail Cord Schuler, ladies and gentlemen. Playmate of the century right there.
You are.
Playmate of the century.
Lightning bolt.
Take your screen caps now while it lasts, boys.
She's throwing lightning bolts.
I want it, Lord Jesus, when this video plays, I want my bolts to go after all the Laurie McBride clones and take them all out.
And then,
look out!
And then after this,
Look out,
Alex
look out,
Jones.
look out,
Alex
getting it.
Jones responded to this video.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
We're not sure if it was actual Alex Jones.
No,
It might have been the clone Alex Jones.
No, I'm convinced it's the real
It's
Alex
not the
Jones.
Jesuit clone?
No, it's the real Alex Jones. Here he is.
Well, listen here, Gail Cord Schuler. You gotta tell me that I'm a clone of a clone of a clone. Well, you're a clone of a cunt. God damn it, I got male vitality. I got bone broth. And I'm gonna shove it down your throat when we go toe-to-toe in actual Mania 6. Dirty bitch. Wow.
Honestly.
Wow.
I'm partial. I'm partial to her. I think.
Well, she made a video later.
What more could you want?
I don't know.
She's our champion.
She made a video
You know,
later.
It's so funny. Like people always talk about, it's mental illness month and stuff. Like mental illness isn't funny. Mental illness is hysterical. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but it's really fucking. Anybody that tells you the mental illness isn't funny is a goddamn liar. Is what they are. That's not a funny thing to lie. No, they're a goddamn liar. Mental illness is hysterical. I mean, what other thing on earth could convince your grandpa that he's a bottle of jelly beans and a piece of bread at the same time? Nothing but mental illness could do that, and that's funny. And I just want your fans to know that before I go.
Yeah.
Mental illness has always been funny. It's not right. It's very cruel, and you wouldn't want it to happen to anybody you love, but it's still fucking funny.
Hey, as long as they're well fed, right?
Yes.
They're well fed. They got a roof on their head. Just enjoy the society.
We have devices that feed you when you sleep for a long periods of time. So it's, come on. We made advances,
We're trying to celebrate the special cases out there, the top quality cases. You can't hide them away when they're so obviously reaching for the stars themselves. Gail Kordschuler puts the camera on. She goes to work every damn day to do what she does the best because she's the champ. She is the champ.
She has fortitude. And more fortitude than most people I meet every day, much less some soldiers that I served with. That's fortitude. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my internet thing. And everybody's going to call me crazy. I'm not going to have a fuck to give about it. That says something about that's character. That's what that is. That's character. That's important.
We need to hook you up.
Person
Do you want to?
We should celebrate.
Would you like to get Gail Kordschuler as a guest on your show? Because I can
absolutely,
dude.
I don't even know. I would clear. Yeah. Would you? Yes, absolutely.
She was on Tosh once. People always give us shit that we talk about Gail. They're like, you exploit a mentally ill woman. No, she's living her best life, and Tosh had her first. I mean, like,
yeah, we're just
whatever.
We're just getting Tosh's sloppy seconds, dude. That's all
Maybe
we're
I
doing.
should put her, Ricky Berwick, and fucking Tommy NC, all three people I know that were on Tosh. Yeah,
You know,
and the same show.
Yeah,
it's behind a computer screen. You're not kicking in Gail's like nursing home room and filming her and then posting on the internet for your own laughs. This
I
is
might
the
do
person
that.
who publishes her own video. Okay, Billy the Fridge might do it.
I might
But
do that.
Most people here aren't like actively chasing the mentally ill with the camera, going, "Hey, act weird for me." It's just it's through a computer screen, man. It's just enjoy the video.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like we're watching snuff films or nothing.
Yeah, I know, right? For Christ's sakes. And even if we, well, I don't know.
No, even if you watch snuff films, I guess,
It already happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
come
already
on.
happened.
It's not like we can do anything. If I can stop the murder, I would have.
Hold on, no. I'll play it backwards, and they'll be bringing the person back to life with a
There you go.
chainsaw.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
That's the best we can do.
It's
Look,
probably
the Mexican cartel's bringing the dead back.
It's probably not good to watch a live stream snuff film that ends with like a dono amount and then donate to it. That's probably
very
not
specific.
good. Yeah, don't do that. Don't donate to the
don't
end
do
goal.
that.
It's fake.
Don't do that.
It's gay.
Don't do any of that. Don't watch any of it. It's naughty. It's not good.
I can't wait for this lockdown to end. I really want to go do fun things.
Like what?
Anything.
You should do what I do.
No.
You should go out and do fun things. I flew
Most
from
things are
Seattle to New York
closed.
City. I went from the fucking the first set of deaths to the epicenter of the epidemic and back.
But it's closed. Everything's closed.
It
now.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole world is closed. Literally, the whole world is closed. Think about that.
Think about it. Everybody. You can find Tommy C on Shot from the Point. You any other channels, Tommy?
Yeah. I just can't remember. I'm so fucking tired. I have a main Tommy C's FTP, Shot from the Point News, SFTP News, and Shot from the Point Rewind. If you're too lazy to watch a stream, you can watch it in a 5-minute video. There you go.
Check
That's
it
what I got
out.
for you guys. Thanks so much for having me on. And Hellbent, thank you so much. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, good
Very
meeting
nice.
you, Tommy.
I'll be checking out your content, Ben. This is kind of a big deal, man. I mean, this is a legendary podcast that's been on the internet for a long time. So I was glad to thank you, Billy, for letting me be a part of it. I do appreciate it.
We've been wanting it to happen for a while. I'm glad we finally got the timing right. Thanks to COVID,
and
right?
I'm gonna do something weird too. Like I hope that all my I see a lot of people that I know in the chat. I hope you would sub this channel,
Thank you.
They come on way after me. So feel free to enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast in the future, my fellow fuckheads. So
Thank you.
That's what I can do for you guys. I hope to see you guys around. Take care. Bye-bye.
Later, Tommy.
Take care. Nice meeting you.
Good night. Yeah. So Tommy's gone. I think we might go for just a little while longer.
Just a little while?
Well, we got to bring the peeps in.
Hellbent.
I'm here.
How you doing?
Honestly, great. Of course, with the epidemic, business is closed down, so I'm kind of just here, playing video games and all.
He's in a very social kind of business, right? Like
prostitution.
Yeah, well, kind of. I did work on the sidewalk for a while, running security for the place. So yeah, it's all shut down. Musicians are suffering. The work, employees are being paid. Obviously, can't leave them out to dry. But it's still service industry, so most of what they make is in tips. I can't cover that, right? So these people are having a rough time, and I really can't do a whole lot to help them out. But we're getting by. Everything's fine. And I guess for me, I'm lucky because Doom Eternal came out about the time everything shut down. So I just got to sit here and play video games and do my best. You know what I mean? So I ain't too fussed about it. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
That being said, Doom Eternal, oh, it's good. It's crunchy. It's just gaudy, hell, atmospheric, just great. I don't even want to, like, there's hardly anything to spoil, but you just play as a game. Your character just doesn't give a fuck.
Who's
That's
winning?
Who's
Who's winning? Who's winning? Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing?
I would say, like money-wise, maybe Animal Crossing because it's not an M-rated title, right? More accessible. But if you want to talk about like bringing something back that hasn't been done correctly in a long time, Doom Eternal is like taking everything from those old games and just making it good. I can't say enough good things about it.
It's a good Doom.
Multiplayer's laggy, but it's good. Okay.
Multiplayer's laggy?
Multiplayer's laggy, but you're not playing this one for the multiplayer. But the challenge you can have in it is outrageous. Like every enemy, you can just shoot somebody's face off. You can jump on them meatballs and do all those executions and all that. They got a guy who's on a hover cart with a chainsaw and a rocket launcher. You got all the ridiculous things you could possibly think of. It goes over the top. And that's what I like about it. You don't see that in a lot of other games. They kind of like play
What is
it
this?
safe.
Hold on. What is this? What is this?
Oh, Billy. So, I went and rewatched Actual Mania 6, our match. And yeah, it was not that bad. It was actually a pretty damn good match. I made one single mistake. And that cost me everything.
What mistake, Egghead?
Underestimating. And you were right. You were absolutely right. It came down to being a fucking popularity contest, so I'm glad that we are doing this rematch. But I am going to initiate a stipulation here.
Oh no! Champions rule!
If I win, I go on to have a third Cringerweight Championship run. However, if you win, then I will no longer request a championship match while you are the champion. So, what do you say, Fridge? What do you say, Billy the Fridge?
Why would you put a stipulation on yourself?
Between us. It has. I would like. Let's fucking do it.
Did you get trolled into putting a stipulation on yourself?
Oh.
Hey, Egghead, how about this? I have a stipulation for you. You're going to beat me because you're hella cringy and people are already over the joke. They're already over the joke of me as Cringerweight champion.
No.
That's the stipulation, dude. They obviously voted me as a joke. Nobody really believes I'm cringy. It was just teasing Billy and the joke's not funny anymore. You're going to win your title back.
Have.
No. You gotta go against G-Man first.
No, it's obvious. It's obvious that Egghead's
It's
gonna win it
obvious that
back.
Billy the Fridge is
It was
too
a funny
uncomfortable
joke.
with
Make me look
being
cringy as a
Cringerweight
joke.
champion.
We get it. We get it.
Everybody except for Billy wants this to happen. Therefore, that's perfect. Make it happen.
Do it.
I love the
soundbite, by the way.
Is this Yoda? Is this little guy right here Yoda?
I love the
But is this Yoda? That has to be Yoda.
God damn you.
We are one day less than a month away from the anniversary of that meeting.
Bible?
I hate you.
Look at Egghead. Look at Egghead. He's so cringy. He just issued a challenge that only hurts him.
I don't care.
The Bible?
Here's why I don't understand though. Why won't you embrace it? That's why I don't understand.
Because I'm a paper champion. People did this as a joke to make me look cringy. It's a troll on Bill Fridge. Everybody knows I'm super cool and not cringy at all. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows.
I don't.
Everybody knows. This is a little joke on Bill Fridge. That's all.
I don't know. Nope.
The joke's over, guys. Egghead's winning the title back.
About that?
Egghead's winning the title back, guys.
The Bible?
It's obvious.
I mean, Egghead, can you make demands when you lost? Really?
Well, it doesn't make sense, but it's funny and it's cringy, so I'm gonna let it fly.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, you can add stipulations nobody asked for that you can't compete again.
Everybody.
I'll let it fly.
Yo.
I'll let it fly. Egghead, how you feeling?
I'm doing cocaine.
Egghead,
You doing
Egghead.
cocaine? Did you just
Are
say
you-
you doing cocaine?
No, I'm alright, you dumbass.
Egghead.
There was 300 cases in Dallas, man.
Yeah, but you're talking about 300 cases of COVID in Dallas. I have over 300 cases of cringe vid in Dallas. Have you seen Egghead's archives? He's taken the title back.
300 my ass.
You know, Ben needs a cricket button for the cricket button.
The Bible?
This like, hey, you know what I like? I like making soundboards go off during the show. This is quality entertainment, guys. You know, for if we can reach the goal by Saturday, Ben will add a 5th sound to the soundboard of Doom.
That's a Levinson's idea.
Hold on. Is this Yoda? Is this little guy right here Yoda? Is this Yoda? Well, it has to be Yoda.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe.
He was here, then he was gone.
Oh, where's Joe? Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Hold on.
Joe.
He was here. He is.
Hey.
Here he is. Joe.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw my hat in the ring for the Cringerweight title.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Thanks
Here
for
we
the free
go.
hat, Joe.
No,
Joe versus Billy.
Joe versus Billy.
Guys, if I win the Cringerweight title, you both get to fuck my wife.
Oh my
And if
God.
I lose
Oh, shit.
the Cringerweight title, you both get to fuck my wife.
Joe, you know I'm a nice guy. You know I'm going to let you join it. Come on.
I don't
Joe.
think I'll ever make out to Seattle.
Why is he putting that?
Joe, you're stealing Egghead's bit. Joe, Egghead just made the stipulation that nobody asked for against himself. You just stole his bit, Joe. Joe.
I'm such a hack.
Oh, and you still
Put me on the hack title.
No, but seriously, Joe and I are gonna victory lap egg tits after I lose the title to Egghead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a victory lap when I drop the title back to Egghead because I don't want this piece of shit. I don't want this piece of shit on me.
He wants to be a transitional champion.
Does it matter if she consents?
I do want to be a transition champion, Egghead, but you can't be a transition champion when you drop the title back on the person you won it from. Transition champion is when somebody needs to win the belt because the other person can't lose it to the person that had it before. That's a transition. I'm a cup of coffee champion. I'm a ha-ha joke, and I put it back on the champ. The real champ, Egghead, you, the real Cringerweight champion. It was obviously a funny joke. Everybody likes to pick on Billy and make funny jokes. It's over. It's not funny anymore.
This is so cringe that you think it's a joke, Billy. You're gonna win again.
It's obviously a joke.
He is gonna win again.
It's obviously a joke.
Popularity contest. It's gonna be another popularity contest.
Egghead, I was gonna, vote for you until you freaked out. So.
Damn.
Why don't you all kill yourselves? Why just
All right.
I gotta be the Cringerweight champion.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm just kidding.
I gotta get going, but I'll see you all tomorrow. Good show, guys.
Have a good night, Joey.
See you tomorrow.
See you, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Oh my
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow the big private show.
Showing big privates.
I've never loved staying indoors more.
Yeah, besides not having income, it's awesome.
Comedy gold right here.
I'm like 5
Damn
years
straight.
in, and after this, I'm going to play some... Because I hoard retro video games. I have a lot of shit to do.
Horde.
WCW NWO Revenge.
Horde.
Oh,
I
God.
need...
Oh, no
someone
way.
send
Which
me an
one?
N64 with the expansion pack and a copy of WCW NWO Revenge, please.
That's all I need.
I almost bought
I
it
actually
on
have that.
64.
I have that. I have that in my.
Do you have
my
No
cat-
Mercy instead?
No Mercy? Let me check. Hold on.
Because that's the
Ben,
one
you gotta-
that's the best one.
Then you got to stream it.
I will. Me and Billy can play
check.
that shit live.
I actually
I
got.
think.
I know you guys probably never heard it, but I got Rocket Robot on wheels recently.
No.
That's
You got
really
Rocket
fun.
Robot on wheels?
Hell yeah.
That sounds fun.
I went
It's
to a
good
pawn
game.
shop and they had a Nintendo 64 for like $70 on the wall. I was like, fuck out of here.
That's about what it's worth. A lot of that stuff's overpriced to try to fleece people who look for retro stuff when it's really not all that valuable.
I
Should be
got
able to get like a Sega Genesis for
NWO
$9.
Revenge, yeah.
That's a good game, but No Mercy is the best one. out of
dude.
that.
Dude, they got like fucking 50 copies of No Mercy at my other shop at the shop.
Yeah.
It's like probably like $6.99 or something like that. It's pretty reasonably cheap. Max $10. Like I don't.
Well, you going to
think
the
you'd ever
Dunny?
buy it.
He's going to the Dunny.
The Dunny.
WrestleMania 2000 is fun too.
Yeah, that's all right.
Kind
I
of
like
a
No
downward
Mercy.
slope from that area. You know, like you get the N64 ones and the PlayStation 2 ones, and just kind of just same old stuff and slightly worse variations. Like, when was the last actually good wrestling game? The last one had some issues.
Not
was it
the.
2K20?
You know what?
16?
The one from like 1 to 2 years ago was good. The last one was trash.
Yeah, the new one is so bad.
Yeah, it had a bunch of like production.
Yeah,
problems.
they dumped Ukes, like the Japanese team that worked on it, and it's just the team that does like the NBA video games and stuff like that, visual
2K, right?
creations or whatever. It was like 2K's own sports team, yeah. And yeah, they after getting rid of the Japanese development team, who they said was like Albatross, like they're keeping us back. The Japanese are holding back our creative ideas. They put out this mess where the characters are, well, they're not very photorealistic. I'll say that.
Yeah, someone bought it for me just so I could play it on my streams. It's
You know-
really bad.
There's a game that really took advantage of the polygonal structure of the old retro games, like pre PS1 era or pre PS2 era and present PS2 era. Is Siren? I don't know if you ever heard of Siren.
Yeah.
Siren really did. It had facial technology where they actually captured people's actual face. They were talking and expressing what was going on in the situation, but they were put on polygonal characters, and it makes each cutscene look so much stranger and creepier. And it was made by the same guy who made Silent Hill, or founded by the guy.
Oh, I never heard about Vagrant Story and how they use like bitmap lighting to get characters to blink, but it'll all be technological jargon. I've had a few movies to drink,
Oh,
but
yeah,
hey,
just playing around with the technology.
Body Harvest.
Of the
If anybody's
time.
heard of that game.
Body Harvest, yeah.
It was
DMA,
like the
Grand
progenitor
Theft Auto
of
guys.
GTA. Yeah.
Body Harvest.
I didn't know that. Like, no one knows about that game, at least in my circle.
That was like a late N64 release. That was right around the time to where the N64 is kind of getting its shit pushed in by the PS1, and nobody's really buying too much N64 at that point.
Yeah.
So it kind of got glossed over because at that point people were playing Tony Hawk and all that.
And N64 had Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah,
it did,
but
it cost twice as much because it was on a cartridge.
But
right?
it was better because it never had a loading screen.
Not
Fuck
only
with
that,
me.
though,
Fuck with me.
audio quality was a lot lower. Like the audio quality.
That's
of the
also
song.
true, but I mean, how many times do you want to hear Superman from Goldfinger, really?
True.
How much? You've heard one ska song, you heard them all. Just put on some ska.
I like
You're fine.
ska.
Just one loop.
Trumpets.
Hey, it's not bad,
shit.
but it's the same
Right
kind of
me
music
here.
that like a kid hears in their head when they gets an extra mozzarella stick in his meal. It's not a bad genre though. But you know,
Oh
like
my
so that
God.
64 version has on music. Like we don't have a CD player.
It's
Oh, hold on.
Ryby. I have an answer.
I have a question for Egghead. I'm just wondering how long until Egghead and Egghead make cringe.
Like what?
Cringe babies.
Cringe porn.
Oh my god!
Oh,
no.
God.
No.
How long until you guys make an OnlyFans account?
Oh no, an only cringe account?
Really needs money, you guys.
No.
Do it. It's up.
No.
Egghead, you should unleash that saber-toothed tiger.
You. Fuck the both of you. No.
You should let that
Anyway,
deviled egg out.
That was my only question. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Fertilizing the egg over here, you guys.
Thank you, Ryby, for that quality question.
Ryby asked how
Egghead.
long until that. Ryby asked how long until that happens. Egghead, how long is your penis?
Egg boy wants it.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that-
Man, these are
Fair?
questions I don't
It's
want
at
answers
least
to.
2 carats long.
What?
I hate
There's no need to
all
be
of
ashamed
you.
of how small
But
it is.
Egghead, that question did kind of come from a wiser Ryby.
Wiser.
Fuck you.
It's about time, dude. It's about time. The Ryby?
You just.
I hate you so fucking much.
You
Why?
love all of us.
The rival? You're a
How
dick.
long till we get that cringe porn?
Never.
If I send you a Harlem Globetrotters jersey, will you wear it while you smash?
Okay.
Like
Shouldn't we
Rev
send
News
him a
style?
We're gonna get
Washington
your
Generals jersey?
OnlyFans.
No,
Still gonna
Egghead.
lose that title now, you
We're
douche.
gonna get the OnlyFans, Egghead.
Or put it on Pornhub,
Ain't
dude. You get
likely.
that. Bro, you get that Pornhub AdSense
Oh,
money.
I know the problem. I know the
Four
problem.
times.
Egghead
Don't-
needs some of that blue chew.
Yeah.
Egghead,
What?
this Saturday, you're gonna get your rematch.
Oh, so it's this Saturday. Wonderful.
This might.
And
just
I'm
be
gonna
the beer
pick.
talking.
I'm gonna pick my coolest video ever, so there's no chance that I lose to you, because it's gonna have zero
It's gonna
cringe
be-
at all.
My
It's
friend,
gonna be
my
100%
friend,
cool.
I can guarantee you it's
Oh,
gonna
that's
be
gonna be
another
great.
popularity contest. Gonna be another popularity contest.
What do you gotta say to all the people out there who are gonna vote for me just because I'm cool and not because I'm cringy?
Billy, you need to try to win, and Egghead,
I'm
you
not
need to
gonna
try
do
to
that.
I plead the fifth.
win what you want.
How
What?
many people out here right now are gonna vote just because it's a popularity contest? How many of you are gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and accept the fact that Egghead is the cringiest and just give him
Okay.
the credit where it's due?
This is how I judge Mania. Whatever I laugh at the most, usually what I.
I vote with whatever causes the most lulls, and
That's
now
fair.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's funnier if Billy wins right now because he
Yeah,
doesn't
I
want to
disagree.
win.
I think we shouldn't. I think we shouldn't stack the deck against Egghead. He's very cringy.
Doggy.
So
You-
now we have.
See that doggy?
Oh,
I already
dog.
told you both what you need to do, and so
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
a
I
buddy.
heard. Well, what did you say? You cut out when you was talking about me.
look, Egghead, you need to try to lose, and Billy needs to try to win, and then you actually have a chance of both getting what you want.
Big brain. You're right.
I don't
Most
like
people
this.
would be happy that they're not the cringerweight champion. You should relish in that. That means it's a sign of growth.
Meh.
Meh.
I can't believe actually Ben missed the funny. Ben missed the greatest question asked ever by Ryan. You missed it, Ben.
You
Ben,
missed
what
it,
game was
Ben.
it again
What'd
that
I
you said you
miss?
wanted?
Egghead got asked by Ryby when he's gonna make cringe porn, and Egghead said,
I heard that. That's why I got up and ran out of
Oh, so you heard that? Okay.
"Oh." Egghead admitted that he's having cringe babies first.
Fuck you.
A little
That's
cringer,
no.
a little cringer weight baby crawling around the carpet. You guys, Egghead's about to be a father of 3 because Egg Tits is having triplets. So you gotta vote for him. You gotta give him the belt back. It's only fair.
I don't remember that being part of the question.
Stop giving the elite more of your money and time.
The
Right?
elite?
I'm obviously a top tier talent, and you're just showering me with appreciation. You don't do that anymore. Give it to the rightful champion, Egghead, the cringy champion. He's gonna be a papa of 3 cringelets.
Nope,
He
it's
needs
gonna be
this.
another popularity contest. I can guarantee it.
You're doing exactly
He's
the
still
opposite
salty.
that you should. I predict it now.
But if you
Billy's
won the
gonna take it.
popularity contest, would you have a problem with that?
If it's a triple threat with Joe in there, though, then it could be interesting. Maybe things will turn out different.
Joe's not in. Joe's not in the triple threat.
No, I think he should be.
Joe's not in.
There is
Yeah,
no triple threat.
I'm an elite cameo.com celebrity. That's true. Skeptical Jesus, that's true. Not cringy at all.
Shout out to Ben's cute doggy.
Would a cringy person sell shout out videos on Cameo for $15? Was that what a cringy person would do? Obviously not.
No.
Just
Would
get
a
more
cringy
popular.
person make a video that did you really just say just get more popular?
Yeah.
Egghead, just get more popular, dude. That's how you win a popularity contest.
Egghead.
No.
I thought you win with bribery. Like, isn't that normally how the cool kids do it?
Egghead.
You could bribe
Make an
people if you tried.
OnlyFans and just
Would a cringy person make a video saying that Billy created the coronavirus?
Yeah, that was rude. Why'd you make the fucking ending so obnoxiously annoying to listen to?
I didn't really make that. I just basically downloaded that video and just
Turn
combined it.
Turn those explosions down like 30 decibels.
It was so messed up, Egghead.
And don't use somebody else's video for
Okay.
the majority of your video.
Oh,
He was making a joke.
He's gonna get mad and hang up.
He put
Everyone
more.
be nice.
He put more work into that than any of our jokes towards him tonight, except Ryby. She put a lot into asking about the cringe porn. That was Ryby laid a lot on the
there's
line.
still a bunch of Egghead videos that have yet to be played.
Oh,
and
Well, it's
I'm
time-
going to make something very special for the anniversary of the Yoga.
Oh god, I can hardly fucking wait.
All I'm saying, I have no desire to see it, but I'd rather watch Egghead's videos than watch any of Shanny's videos.
Yes.
Salthead's pissed.
What if there was
Oh,
a
yeah.
video of
Doesn't
Egghead blowing himself?
No, there's
I
not.
think
a-
I'd still choose that over Shanny.
I think that's.
Is there a video of Egghead blowing himself out there?
I mean,
Blowing
I'd
himself
actually be
in
very
the tub.
impressed if Egghead can.
Yeah, that'd be some high quality content. Egghead, you should get on that.
Egghead,
Remove a
can you
rib.
blow yourself?
No.
Oh damn.
Well, there you know. Now we know he's
Wait,
trying.
how did you know that you couldn't though? Have you tried?
If you don't know, now you know.
Can't know until it's tried it.
Because I don't know if I can blow myself or not. I've never been that desperate. But, you know, hey.
Egghead tried.
No.
Egghead wins.
Why
Egghead
they call
wins.
it
You got a
blowing
third-time
yourself?
cringerweight champion in your
weird.
midst.
Right. You have
Why
to
they
be
call it
very
blowing?
thin
You're
to do it.
blowing a dick because you're not. It's so weird when you actually blow into a dick. Like if you imagine into it, it's like
You don't blow into it,
Well,
dude.
see,
I
I've
know.
never blown a
That's
dick
why you
either,
call
so
it-
I don't really know what you're
why I
talking
call
about,
it
friend.
I don't understand it. I understand why you call
Billy should be
blowing.
able to understand.
Oh God.
What was that?
He said Billy should have been able to understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand why people say either this sucks or this blows when they both mean the same thing and yet the exact opposite thing at the same time.
Yeah.
But they
I guess I can
both.
relate. I don't see why people hate cocksuckers. In my experience, they've been very pleasant to me.
Not all of them. Some of them are.
Yeah,
some of them
right.
aren't that good.
Hell,
I know, right?
You got your bite.
Oh, the doggy.
Ben, what kind of
Yeah,
new
the
Belgium are
corgi.
you drinking?
1554. I was
That's a good one.
plugging. Yeah, I was telling people the other night how good this was.
Yep.
I think you were there,
remember that.
Dot Executables. Yeah,
Yep.
I saw it on sale at the grocery store the other day.
The
so I bought.
the
I'm
triple,
drinking.
the Belgian's really good.
I'm drinking shitty Michelob Ultra right now because
Gross.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
It's
lady
the only
beer,
light
no.
beer I can actually stand, though. I cannot do Bud Light. I can't do any of that crap. But I can at least stand this. And I got it for cheap. So.
No, it is better than Bud Light, but it's still a ladies'
Bud
drink.
Light,
I mean, you could piss in a cup and it'd be better than Bud Light. That's not really an accomplishment.
I like IPAs a lot.
I don't think much about drinking piss either, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, some of them are okay.
Hellbent, are you
So,
a retro gamer?
I play just about anything that's fun. So yeah, what you into?
yeah.
Like 386
Okay, so
PC
right now-
games, 1995 PC games, PlayStation
dude.
1, Commodore 64. Are you one of those Atari people that still find that shit fun?
Oh my
Oh,
god,
dude, I love
Maze
Atari.
craze.
But first off, I'm an NES aficionado. I love the old Nintendo. The very first.
That's about when
original-
it came back, when they started to kind of figure things out.
Yeah, because that was after the video game crash, and Nintendo like sort of picked up the pieces because they were making arcade games.
Sega
even
did
before.
too.
Well, there's two big like advancements that happened when the NES came out. Like first of all, yeah, Atari oversaturated everything and basically killed the market. But it's difficult to make a game with a scrolling background. Like Super Mario was unique and well, not unique, but it was one of the first games to really push forward a game where the character would constantly move with the background instead of moving, then shifting over, moving, then shifting over. And a lot of people didn't like that for obvious reasons. And you see it today in VR and all that. It's like it's a tough thing to hike over. So
Yeah,
once
but-
you had something that could scroll across the screen, it became a big deal. Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, you name it.
Oh
Real
yeah, 'cause,
interesting
like,
stuff. In
everything
fact,
was,
id
like,
Software, the guys who made Doom, when they made Commander Keen, it was eventually it was first pitched as like a Super Mario port to the
Commander Keen,
386
I remember
computers.
that.
Yeah.
I love Commander Keen.
Man,
so
they
much.
murdered Commander Keen.
I
too.
remember the original version of Commander Keen. It was like
Yep.
side-scrolling shooter.
Yeah.
Same thing
Yeah.
with the original Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original Duke
You
Nukem
use
had
your
the same
little
deal.
blaster that
Back
never
then,
killed
being able
anything.
to scroll across the screen was like magic. Kind of like how 3D was in the mid-90s, where it's like, how's this 3D? This is blowing my mind. Back then, seeing the character move across the screen with the background moving was a big deal. You only usually see that in like an arcade, and they had very specialized, expensive hardware. So Commander Keen kind of came into existence because Ed was trying to show Nintendo, it's like, hey, we can make your Super Mario game on the computer. You want to sell it? And they liked it, but said no, thank you. So they made Commander Keen. There you go.
Nintendo had some pretty convincing like fake 3D games with like Mode 7 on them. Stuff like F-Zero was really cool. Mario
reason
Kart.
why,
Mode
Um,
7 was
yes.
interesting. They were trying. They were going to make a 3D Mario platformer. You've seen probably the Star Fox 2, the canceled one that ended up on the NES Classic.
Oh,
They had lots of plans for it, but it was just a little bit too late.
I think though also the way that like the Doom engine was programmed was freaking phenomenal for the time. It's ridiculous and like totally worth watching.
Look at that face.
T-Pose said
Look at
sup.
that pubums.
T-Pose said sup. The one
Yeah, I
happy
love your
Cascade
dog
said Tommy
so
doesn't
much.
really get death threats. We all just call him fat and old, and Hellbent looks like a Pepsi Keemstar. Tom Howell says,
Yeah.
guys, say something nice and negative about Stevie. The Chet Hanks says, hey guys, how'd you find my blackface vid? LOL. We also got some Streamlabs donos. We got Martin Ranklin saying, please take my money, sweet boys. Being laid off sucks, just not as hard as Catholic school did. Damn.
Catholic school is fucking brutal, dude.
DJ Cryptos Rock said, Brady Wave kisses from Canada.
Even if you don't get molested, Catholic school is pretty brutal.
Most of the people
I
I
hear a
know
lot
that
of
went to
stories of
Catholic school aren't
beatings,
Catholic
yeah.
anymore.
Like,
the reason why I was asking.
I was
Hellbent
lucky
was-
it didn't happen to me, but I put in the full 12 years. So, 12 years of Catholic school. Pretty
And you're
rough.
an atheist after that. It seems like they didn't do a good job of teaching you.
It didn't.
No, I
you
think
know what?
that's like a really common thing.
I took we had to take religious, we had to earn like religious credits every semester. And one of my religious classes was church history. Which is like, why are you teaching me this if you want to keep me in your religion? Because this is one of the most brutal and cruel histories in the history of mankind. One of the worst histories of mankind. Like the old Catholic Church, the Inquisitions, and all of that. It's fucking awful. The persecution of Jews in Europe. I mean, it's...
The Bible is one of like the all-time leading causes of death across the entirety of history.
Yeah. Shout out to the Crusades.
Yeah.
Shout out to the...
Shout out my Kekarinos to the...
What are we talking
the
about?
Crusaderinos.
What are we talking about?
Shout out to any kind of ideology that gets a power structure, you know.
But
everybody feels like they got the best one until, well, they got to argue it. But what are you gonna do? It's all cult at the end of the day. You can rank it down to communism even and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's always some kind of power structure. Everybody's trying to clamber to the top, and people get shat on.
Life
a little dark, but hey, you work with what you got.
Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home.
One, something's got to give. Two.
Oh no, you bastardized that.
Oh.
I actually have a version of that I like a lot. I have like a cover version of that I like a lot.
Who does it?
You would hate me for it. It's like pussy, like emo, kind of like.
I'm gonna listen to it on my ride home.
Okay.
Who
There's
does
like
the
a
cover?
parody version of the song where it's like I can only count to 4, and it's hilarious.
The band is called Rufio.
Rufio.
Is that Bill Cosby's
favorite?
Yeah, is that like Peter Pan or is that like a take on Rufio?
No, my favorite band of the is Rufio because, you know.
All right, we probably shouldn't listen to too much of this.
Just
my name, and you cut the song. I want to get demonetized.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna
for
do.
your Puss Boy emo fucking cover, Puss Boy.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you haven't been talking about horse cocks for 3 hours.
Dude,
so yeah, you're
Rufio
probably
was a great
demonetized if you
band.
didn't.
Really great.
It's true.
Like they took like that kind of sound and like infused it with metal guitars, which made it really cool.
I listened to a lot of acoustic covers, acoustic pop covers. There's something wrong with me. I think that's even. I don't know if it's worse than emo metal, but it's pretty.
Depends
pretty
on what
pussified.
it is.
It's pretty pussified.
Anyway,
Man,
I'm going to end this stream, I think. Hellbent, I really appreciate you staying up with us.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Oh, ain't no issue. It's fun to hang out with you guys.
And I appreciate all the fans that stuck with us as well. You're all sweet boys and girls and sweet theys and thems too.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You're all
Good
sweet.
night.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, boys.
Good night, chat.
Oh, hell.
Good night,
Have a
guys.
good and don't die, boys.
Wrong.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.